Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, and everybody,
One more holder with 2K shares. Oh Lord.
Nice.
everybody go congratulate Stunk Vision. He's a grandpa today.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Congrats. Enjoy it, man. It's so good.
Yeah, he sent me the picture and I just melted. I was like, ah, babies. They're so cute. They're so innocent. And then they grow up and they become teenagers.
Become hedge funds.
When they hit 12, 13 years old, their brain falls out of their ear.
What?
Hey, Bonnie.
Yes, Papa?
Do you mind if I do a video? It'll make you, you'll love it. Is that okay?
You're asking permission to send me a video? Of course you can send me a video.
You're going to look at that and you're going to be like, oh, that's so cute.
Okay, send me the video. I like cute videos. So send it to Soika. He needs to like soften his heart a little.
Man, y'all soft.
Soika, y'all are soft.
As long as it's not a picture of you tugging your balls or something.
Are they going to talk about AMC at all?
That wouldn't be cute.
That's the
That would be
question.
gigantic.
Yeah,
That is the question.
if I got a video like that, it would be posted and tagged. 100%.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is pretty boring so far.
Would you want to see this? This is so cute. You would just be like, oh, I can't wait to have another.
Well, ideally, I don't like to fall asleep during live streams, but hey.
No. This is actually my niece.
That's the dedication that we come with, right?
But my kid having a kid, yeah, then I can fucking feed it candy and send it home for sure.
When's your next prostate exam?
I look forward to it.
Oh my God, they're talking about prostate exams. All right, we'll come back to that. I mean, that's absurd. That's absurd. What is going on here? What's going on? What's going on? Let's fucking go. Well, that was not ideal, but hey, it happens, right? Well, I tell you what, let's warm up with something because since it's early, let's warm up with something easy here. Let's warm up with an easy one. And that's some dedication too, Model 3 dude.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Frank. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion. It may not necessarily be factual. Don't let what I say be the determining factor as to whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. Look, let me say this. The apes involved in this AMC short squeeze play,
Look,
man, understand that we work too hard to buy our shares. And ain't nobody finna take 90% of our shares.
oh my God, this
If you want them, you got to fight for them. And all I can say
what?
is better pack a lunch, man, because it's gonna be you have to work some overtime because we're not just gonna give them to you. Look, if you tell me,
Yeah, you are because you don't have the votes to prevent it. So yeah, you are. You should pack a lunch, or maybe you should just go packing. Whatever. Boy, my connection is volatile tonight again. What the hell? I swear to God, if I didn't know better, I would say that something is going on, but I dropped 28% of the frames. That's not good. The hell, man. It was all good when I tested before going live, and then go live and boom. It literally sucks. All right, well, we'll do what we can.
that we can address the problems that's going on with AMC and the issues that's going on with AMC and the short squeeze play without addressing Adam Aaron, I have to tell you that you're a liar. I have to say that I think that you're more concerned with the way you look on social media more so than solving the problems that we got going on with the AMC short squeeze play in the stock. And see, you can't fix the problem that's going on with our play without addressing the CEO and without addressing the powers to be. See what I'm saying? But a lot of people will be like, man, you can address the powers to be and talk about what they're not doing as far as stopping the criminal activity going on in the stock. You can address the powers to be, but just don't say nothing about the CEO. And see, man, you're being a hypocrite. You see what I'm saying, man? This play is worth a whole lot of money. There's a lot of people that don't want to see this play take place. They don't want to see the average, everyday individual make life-changing money from a stock play. So with that being said, man, we can't just be trusting everybody, and we can't give nobody a pass. You see what I'm saying? And how we determine if somebody's working in the H's best interest or they working in the best interest of the short squeeze play, you look at their actions. You don't look at what they saying. You don't look at what they tweet. You look at the actions and you look at what they doing and you see if they trying to help you. Now, my thing is this, man. Adam Aaron's job is to generate income. His job is to help the company stay competitive, get these movies in, build good business relationship. And like I said, raise money. That's his job.
Those movies in,
But
man.
the unfortunate thing is Adam Aaron happens to be the CEO of a company that brings him some extra job duties. He got some things he got to deal with the other CEOs probably don't have to deal with. And what I'm talking about is the illegal naked showing that's taking place by the 1%ers. Every CEO don't have to deal with it, but it's something that he got to deal with. And whether people like it or not, man, that's part of his responsibility as a CEO in AMC. And the people expect for him to do something about the problem. So, man, the apes that think that nobody shouldn't question Adam Aaron, and we really shouldn't talk about holding him accountable. If you do something like that, it creates problems for the community. I said, for those people, man, I think you're mistaken. I think if you don't say nothing about it, if you don't address it, then that's what create problems for the community when you don't address it.
Oh,
You see
fair
what I'm
enough.
saying?
That's fair
Because
enough.
I think if you don't address it, what you're doing is you're perpetuating bad managerial skills and you perpetuating bad behavior coming from a CEO. You see what I'm saying, man? And you
Bad behavior.
you're hurting the community more than you helping the community, but you think you're helping the community. See, man, investors
Now you're talking, Jorge. They will do what they want.
Over the past year and a half, why you haven't done anything to deal with the illegal naked shorting and criminal activity that's taking place with the stock?
I mean, he has said repeatedly, that there's no evidence for that. So if somebody says, hey, I know what you're talking about. I understand what you're saying, but the facts don't line up with that. Why would you expect that person to take any actions, supposedly, to address the issue that is not substantiated by facts? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Right to ask him. You see what I'm saying? They got a right to ask him, why have you allowed the stock to be pushed down through illegal naked shorting?
That's called the market, my friend. The CEO does not control the stock price. He doesn't have any type of shortcut or control beyond strengthening the company. That's what he can do. That's what he can do. He doesn't control the price. The market dictates where the stock price goes. I mean, and the sentiment is pretty poor. I don't think we looked at it because it came out yesterday, but there's this whole thing about the debt rating, credit rating, debt rating. whatever, S&P rating. You know, it's not good, not good. These are facts, you know, like this is what you have to look at. Speculating about something that the CEO anyway has already said multiple times, like, hey, you're barking up the wrong tree. And he said he would pounce and 40 chess and all that stuff. And anyway, I can't believe that. Well, it's wild that they're still just repeating, parroting the same stuff, parroting the same stuff.
To almost, it's a penny stock. And apes are losing money, millions of dollars. Why have you allowed that to happen and you haven't done anything about it or you haven't spoken about it? You see what I'm saying? Man, investors got the right to ask that question. Also, man, shareholders got the right to ask him, because when it comes to this, man, he know what he's doing. Why would you introduce a proposal for a reverse stock split when you know, man, most companies...
Well, because you just bitched about it being practically a penny stock. So what does a reverse stock split do? It lifts it out of that, basically. So you reduce the number of shares. Each share is worth more money. Simple. It's supposed to, you know, boost investor confidence. Now, you can't please these motherfuckers, though. So they don't want it to be a penny. They don't want it to be $3. But they also don't want it to be $30, apparently. Because they don't, they literally think that they're forfeiting 90% of their shares and the equity, whatever equity there is, in those 90% of shares. I mean, he hasn't taken the time to learn those basic facts. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Seriously? How long has this proposal been out? A week? Over a week at this point? And he's still sitting here saying, Maine, we're not going to give away 90% of our shares. You're going to have to pack a lunch. It's going to be a fight. What? Can I mean, seriously, ridiculous.
They do a reverse stock split, they don't really benefit from it, especially the shareholders. And also what it does, you know, it's going to put the retail investors, 5 to 10 million of us, you know, the ones that's in this for a short squeeze play in a Moass, you know, man, it's going to diminish the power that we get.
Let me try this. This is ridiculous. I mean,
It's going to take away our leverage. When you take 90% of our shares away, you taking away our power to produce a Moass. And he know he's doing it. And he knows that he got to know that what you're doing is that you giving them a way out. You see what I'm saying? And that you put them in a position to where they can get rid of a lot of their synthetic shares. So I don't know, man. And now I wrap it up with this. I don't know what happened in the community where it put people in the mindset that they would rather lose 90% of their shares than call the CEO out and make him do his job. I don't know how people got to that mindset. Really, I don't understand it. But that's how a lot of apes in the
there's a lot you don't understand, apparently.
That's where they at right now. Man, we rather just do a stock split and try to get out of this short squeeze play. Don't worry about the Moass. We trying to do something quick to get out of the play because we don't want to call Adam Aaron out and we don't want him to get it. We don't want him to do his job. We rather lose 90% of our shares. And see, I don't know, man, how people got to that point, but that's a problem when it comes to our short squeeze play. You see what I'm saying? And we can't go into 2023 doing the same thing we've done, man, over the past year and a half. We can't go into 2023, man,
Buying
just
and holding.
offering people catalysts
And that's what it should
that we
be.
can't guarantee, or going to 2023
Well,
with cliches saying,
then
man,
don't do it.
we're gonna be so fucking rich. But we
Lost
haven't put a
bloods.
plan together to make sure that that's gonna take place, or we haven't done anything, man, to put expectations on individuals that's in the position to make us get rich, but they don't want to do their job. You see what I'm saying, man? Look, man, we've been in this play for a year and a half. If we go into 2023 doing the same thing, we're going to get the same results, man, we got in the past year and a half. You see what I'm saying? Look, the play's worth a lot of money. But if you want this money, you got to take it. And you can't be afraid to call nobody out when it comes to this short squeeze play if they not doing
You got to take it. I mean, yeah. Now you say that. What about what happened to taking, I don't know, 40, 50, 60, 70 dollars? Anyway,
what we need them to do. And, you know, that includes Adam Aaron. Thank you for taking time out to watch the video. Have a nice day.
well, I mean, this is unsustainable. My internet connection is unsustainable right now. This is unacceptable. So I'm going to have to figure something out. But in the meantime, where is it? There you go. I mean, hey, at least we have a market rebound in 2024. We'll have to get you some greener days. 2024. 2024. Right. Okay. I saw this comment last night about, it doesn't surprise me if somebody would say this, but I don't know. It's like playing the same lottery numbers every day. One of these days, it's got to win. One of these days, it's going to be green again. Might be in 2 years. Yikes. That's something. This vote won't happen. It's all an act. An act. So Jorge has a conspiratorial stance on this. It's not real. The vote's not real. It's an act. Ape and AMC will merge, but no reverse split, in my opinion. Is it better to have $100 in singles or one $100 bill? That's the question. That's the analogy. You have a $100 bill. Well, you lose it. You lost everything. 100 singles, you lose a few. You haven't lost everything. But at the end of the day, it's the same amount. Isn't this like some property of math that you learn in like 3rd grade? I forget what it's called. Is it the commutative property or is it the? It's one of those things. Like you can have a 10, you can have 2 5s, you can have 10 singles, you can have a bunch of quarters. Like, and yeah, the quarters are less convenient, but at the end of the day, who hasn't gathered up all their quarters? If nothing else, for laundry or during tough times when you are just trying to get some ramen and whatever. $100 in quarters. Yep. 40 to 7. The squeezes into the thousands. Do you guys realize how much money these fuckers have made off of us over the last 2 years? We do, actually. We do realize that. But I don't understand the squeeze into the thousands thing. Not sure what that means. Thousands of dollars lost per retail investor. I mean, look at this. The short interest value estimate is 427 million. Like that's really what people should be looking at here, I believe. You know, I mean, you can talk about the percentage, you can talk about the number of shares, you can talk about this, that, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, it's less than $500 million. Oh my God, cost to borrow max is over 300%. Ah! Ape. I like how Ape has no short score. Why not? Why doesn't Ape have a short score? Why not? Yeah. I love the Ortex guy. He's got to be one of the dumbest people I've ever seen. Ortex guy here with the cost to borrow as it wasn't available this morning. All values very high. Something coming because something came every other time the cost to borrow was very high, right? Every time. Boy, I mean, that's the lack of logic and critical thinking that I expect, that I've come to expect from this clown. Like, oh, these numbers are high. Something's gonna happen. No. But hey, you know, roll with it. Wait, my connection speed is fluctuating more than my brokerage portfolio value today. God damn. AMC holders got scammed. They rejected APE, but AA will force it on investors one way or another. And all had many chances to sell before current levels, but all of you held on to the stupid narrative to the moon or zero. So here you are. Yeah, I mean, people can't be really that surprised and or upset. I mean, they willingly and knowingly set themselves up for this. Set themselves up for this. And because there's no third option, right? I've seen that many times said, the moon or zero, there is no third option. Okay, there's no third option. So zero it is, I guess. Quest trade. Oh, this isn't even about AMC. Okay, no, it's not even on the AMC. Anyway, never mind. My favorite YouTuber now? Little old me? No, you have to be talking about Frankie, right? You're talking about Frankie Muhammad, right? Not Scotty. Tomorrow, get ready to say goodbye. Oh man. I don't even know. I don't even want to know. AMC stock. Fuck this. How about this?
What is up, everybody? My name is Darren, and welcome to
Darren.
Stock
What's up,
Mafia.
Darren?
Now, if you're paying attention to all the things that are going on Twitter, stock twits, even mass media, you'll understand that there's a lot of lies going on. And for us, we're just trying to understand everything. Obviously, with
Really?
our AMC,
Are you
GME,
trying to understand everything, or are you trying to fit square pegs into round holes? Because I see a lot of square peg and round hole action going on. I don't see a lot of true thirst for understanding. I see everything that happens being used to justify what you already believe, trying to force that peg in the hole. And it just don't fit, man. It just doesn't fit. So I don't know. I disagree.
the meme stock play, we're looking at it as what is happening? Is ape conversion good? I think it's a consensus that it is. So let's put that on the side. Is a reverse stock split good? Now, I start questioning things. But for right now, as I've said before, I'm voting yes. Not trying to disrupt anything, because honestly, Adam Aaron hasn't even put out the proxy to have us vote. So right now, it's just kind of like an urban legend. It's out there. So let's leave it there. But let's talk about ape conversion. Remember on the first day the ape was released, there was 42 million FTDs.
Oh no! Oh,
Almost 9 million average.
these
FTDs
clowns don't
of
even
ape
understand what FTDs
daily.
are. They
And
don't
that
understand
number was out
what it is.
like a month ago. The one thing we do know is when ape does get converted, something has to happen to those ape shares. And people go, oh, well, they'll just send them to Brazil. They'll do this with them.
Send them to
We
Brazil,
are so
like the other ones.
and understandably, we are so shell-shocked to be screwed over because we know that this market is corrupt. We know that Gary Gensler is complicit in this whole game. We know that Ken Griffin is the market maker, the hedge fund, and everything else, and he's got all these politicians in his pocket. We know all those things, so we should be shell-shocked because we're on the front line and we're taking missiles left and right, and watching our stock price go down. But remember this. If you have ape in your account, anybody, if they have ape in their account, those have to be accounted for. Personally, I have more ape than I have AMC.
I mean, they are accounted for.
More ape than they have AMC.
That's
Adam
literally
Aaron
what the
just
market
told you
does.
That ape is going to be converted to AMC. And right now, ape is cheaper than AMC. So you're getting AMC, the share, at a discount. And this is not just my opinion, but it's a lot of people's opinion. We're staring at AMC with all the things they've done and all the debt. I mean, it seems like every 3 months they pay off more debt and they reconvert bonds and all this other stuff. It's a more valuable company. Avatar's blowing it up. It's going to break all the records. They're going to.
No, it's not.
AMC's going to
What are
sell
you
lots
talking?
of tickets and sell lots of popcorn.
Have you even looked at the numbers?
So all those things are good. I mean, the short thesis is dead, but it needs to be squandered.
See, there's that square peg again. The short thesis is dead. What? Are you looking at the right company? I mean, I'm dumbfounded here. Like, what? Just May is getting paid to pump AMC because shorts want to make more money in AMC. I have no evidence other than the fact that she managed short positions for a hedge fund. Yeah, I saw that you dug that up about her past. just finished watching your space call video from the other day, and that line about when Bigham said that popcorn is going to be massive, and you said, "Oh yeah, popcorn is a straw that broke the camel's back." Right. I mean, you know, what is wrong with the picture, you know, of supposedly like an adult, a grown man, you know, sitting there saying, "We have popcorn. We, we have popcorn." I can't even do his voice. I can't even do his voice. We have popcorn. We have the credit card. Like, really? Really? Those are fucking gimmicks. Those are straight up gimmicks. 100%. Okay. He will fit, just need a good hammer. The hammer of personal bankruptcy. The same analogy the female used with FTX scandal, and she laughed about it. I'm referring to dollars that it can go up to. Personally, I believe they want to pay us in central bank digital currency. Thousands of dollars? I mean, do you I don't see any basis for that. You got 111 million shares short for a total short position of less than $500 million. I would say that you're wrong about that. I don't see how that's possible. But you know, hey, and central bank digital currency, I don't like that. Sounds like Lou. So it sounds like something Lou would say. Now they're asking questions. Stream works fine when I sleep. I wouldn't know. Popcorn and credit card, right? I mean, AMC's getting into the credit card business. No, they're not. They're not getting into the credit card business.
Old squashed to have none of this media saying, oh, movie theaters are dying. They're not dying. People are going to the movies. We're all going to see Avatar. We all went to see Maverick. So that's done. But Ape, if you have more Ape than you have AMC, and we know that we have the Ape, when they were distributing these shares, they weren't giving it to short hedge funds. They couldn't. So something has to happen to those extra Ape.
What? Okay.
Ape, and they're all in our accounts, and none of us are being sent to Brazil or wherever the heck else we think they're going to send these shares to. So those had to be converted. So that is the good news. So hold on to that going into even today, tomorrow, even next week.
The funny thing is, like, there aren't any physical shares of anything, but they always talk about hiding them and shipping them off here and there. It's like, it's just fantasy. Like, these people live in a fun fantasy world. I guess it's fun. Holy crap.
Well, we know T90 might have happened yesterday.
T90. Is it yesterday? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it next week? Nobody knows because it's fake. Totally made up. 90 days, Tesla squeezed. 90 days, Overstock squeezed. 90 days, AMC's going to squeeze. Yeah, we'll see about that.
I kept saying, I think the last day the T90 can actually happen is January 3rd or 4th. I'm trying to keep us positive.
Maybe you should keep it realistic. I mean, see, square peg, round hole.
I'm trying to keep us positive because do we have much of a choice? We need more clarity on the
always have choices.
Split. We need more clarity on if the cuss-up number is actually going to force a share count, because supposedly when you reverse stock split, it does a share count on all the existing shares. I mean, it should, right? It should. There's outstanding shares, and we think there's too many. So what are you doing with the too many shares when
you think there's too many because you think the price should be higher? That's the only reason. That is the only reason that you think that, because you overinvested by a lot when you need the price to go up now, because every time you check the price, it's going lower and lower. And you say, can AA do something? Well, he's doing a fucking reverse stock split. He did all this ape nonsense, but you don't like that either. I mean, you have choices, but oh no, there's no third option. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Are you 10 to 1
Fuck.
in synthetic shares? Only if they're in our accounts.
Synthetic
That's
shares.
the only way that can be done. So do the count, see how many shares there are. Will the SEC do that? Probably not. I've said this before, and I'll say
I love the defeatist attitude. You know, well, they should do it. They should do it. Will they? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, you don't want them to because you want to keep grifting. I mean, just be honest. They love this grift. Everybody loves this grift, except for the apes, wives and children. But if there's a whole like secondary economy that's sprung up around this. They don't want there to be a squeeze. These AMC YouTubers, they want to keep lying for money.
say this again, and I know I have a lot of passion behind my words. Fuck this market. Fuck the United States stock market. Bottom line, we need to get our money first. They want to do all these rule changes.
I mean, like this is what I call a non sequitur.
Fuck the United States stock market.
Okay, fuck the stock market.
Bottom line, we need to get our money first.
We need to get our money first. Fuck the stock market, but we need to get our money first. Maybe you shouldn't have put it in something that you didn't understand. Maybe you should have tried to understand it even after you did something without understanding it. Maybe then you should have realized, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to understand it. Instead of trying to force these pegs into the slot that it doesn't go into. Like, this is like some failure to thrive shit here. Like, what are you talking about? Fuck the stock market, but pay me. See that too. Fuck you, pay me. It doesn't work like that. If it worked like that, if it was that easy, every fucking poor person would be rich. Everybody be rich. And, you know, I say it's a good thing that it still takes, you know, some skill, some effort for most people. Because we don't want these clowns. We don't want any random Joe Six-Pack getting their hands on millions of dollars. That would be catastrophic. And see, the conspiracy theorist in me says they know that. They, in quotes, they, right? The devil knows this. He knows that, you know, hey, maybe AMC should have had a short squeeze, but hey, we cannot let these people have this much money. They don't know what to do with it. It would be catastrophic across society. I'm being stupid here. You know, I don't think that really, but but I do think that it would be a disaster, a complete disaster, if this guy had $10 million. I have to say that.
They want to do all these rule changes. They want to change payment for order flow. They want to do all this stuff to make it more attractive. It's not attractive. It's a big Ponzi scheme. They need to pay us to make us even a little bit happy. And even then, who's going to put their money into this scam? This 120-year-old scam.
AMC?
We got to stay strong.
What's 120 years old? I don't even know what he's talking about here. Adam Aaron counted the shares at least 6 times. The real count is also reflected in the deal proposed by Antara. Even when Gary Gensler says most of our money is in the dark pools and you can't see it, the system is screwed, and even they know this. Money in the dark pools. Like, I don't think you understand what a dark pool is when you talk about it that way. But nonetheless, use a brokerage then that doesn't use payment for order flow. It's really that simple. If you think it's a problem, which let me tell you, it's actually beneficial to you, but I understand that you're not in any position to actually hear that. But the reality is, if you cared about the things that matter, like what price are your orders being executed at, which, for people that care about making a profit and having positive capital gains, you want the best price you can get. So that's a positive thing. But yeah, I mean, thank you, Manny. Money flows through the dark pools. It doesn't stay there. So, I mean, all it is an off-exchange market, but it's connected to the market. It's connected to the exchange. It's all one market. Stop using Webull. Stop using Robinhood. Stop using TD Ameritrade. Stop using Schwab. Stop using Moomoo. Stop using all these shit brokerages. You control where your money goes. If you don't want it to go there, don't put it there. I mean, this is one of the things it's so frustrating. And connected to this as well is off-exchange volume, short volume, all these things that indicate off-exchange retail trading mostly. How can you sit there and bitch about something when you're the one who's contributing to it? Retail investors at large. It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all.
Got to stay positive. We have to believe in Adam Aaron. There's a lot of stuff going on. Look at the mass media right now with Elon Musk. Elon Musk gets margin called today. Oh, really? He's the only one? How come he's the only CEO that ever gets margin called? Oh, Tesla stock's going down. It's because Elon's spending too much time on Twitter. Really, mass media? You mean Twitter, the one that tells us the truth, the only place that actually I feel like I get real news?
Oh my God.
That Twitter he's spending too much time on? Good. And
that's your problem right there. You're not living in reality. You think Twitter is reality. Wow. Wow. I mean, and why, and what is this like? This all of a sudden everybody now is waking up to the media is bullshit. The mass media, mainstream media is propaganda. Like, hello, what are you, 40 years old? Where have you been the last 20 years? You don't know that the mass financial mainstream media is by and large total bullshit, propaganda. I'm not saying that you can't get something out of it, and there is value in knowing what is being put out, but you're going to take it at face value and then sit here and bitch about it like, oh my God, why would they da 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 da? Crazy. AMC going to zero? That could be the case. It's catastrophic when JP Morgan helped. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really care. I don't really care. I don't really care about that. Um, it doesn't matter to me. Now, I'm not saying that I support what was happening, but now all of a sudden it's banks' responsibility to stop sex trafficking. I mean, that's propaganda right there. That is 100% propaganda in my book. I don't see that lawsuit going anywhere. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But was it the Virgin Islands or something sued JP Morgan? Okay. I don't whatever. Hope AMC stays above $1. Well, I mean, yeah, it'd be good if it did. Let's see here. AMC will be below $1 by the end of January. Wow, we got a mega bear here. Mega bear. I mean, I'll say this. That's much more realistic than thousands, than going into the thousands. I mean, if it's a choice between the thousands and $1, clearly I'm going to go with $1. We had some speculation about in our group about $5 by Christmas, and people were on both sides, thought it was possible, thought it wasn't possible, and wow, it happened before Christmas even. So it never ceases to surprise us.
Guess what? Tesla stock is going down because it's heavily owned by institutions and they need money. Bottom line, look at your environment, as I always say. Look at your environment. If the mass media is talking about something and it's on all the news channels, it's probably bullshit. It's probably
okay. Then why are you?
And actually, it's not
harping on it
bullshit.
so much.
It is bullshit. Stay strong. Stay positive.
But that's not.
We'll see you guys.
But that's also not true. Like that's ridiculous because the media does report what happens. It's in the way that it's presented. It's nuance, which this guy has no clue about. Anything that's nuanced, it has to be black or white. You know, go to the moon or zero. No third option. No third option. I would really like for my connection to stabilize before we get to the actual video that I wanted to look at. So, oh wow, this one ended? God damn it. I swear to God, I suck at these spaces, but I am addicted to them. Win Lambo. Haven't heard that in a while. Win Lambo. Thank you, hedgies. We are averaging down, not selling. Short volume on 1222 over 72 million. Where did all the shares come from to short AMC? I mean, okay, here's somebody who doesn't understand short volume. So somehow JP Morgan's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein proves that you should be rich, not the 1%. That's what I'm hearing here. That because of that, poor people deserve to have a lot of money and not the people who have a lot of money now. Okay. I mean, I'm not even sure where to go with that. It seems like what it seems like is that there was an idea, there was a plan, there was a scheme where people would get rich easily in a short period of time. All you have to do is buy and hold AMC. It's a winning lottery ticket. Hey, when do you know that you can go to the store and buy a winning lottery ticket. It's a guaranteed winner. When does that ever happen? You better take this opportunity. You'll be sorry if you didn't. And it didn't turn out to be true. Well, I mean, we were here saying this last summer. We said this last summer that this whole thing is nonsense. It's a narrative. It's made up. All of these supposed proofs and evidence, like short volume, FTDs, 0 shares available. They're going to run out of shares. How are they still selling them? It's all propaganda. And beyond that, it's factually not correct. So anyway, no Lambo when used Taurus. They can make it. They can make as many shares to sell us as they want. It's all a game to take your money. That's not true, though. That's not true. If you think it is literally that fraudulent, first of all, why would you get involved? Second of all, why would you still be involved? Third, you haven't done anything to learn about it then. If you think that it's just arbitrarily created shares based on what some Wall Street firm wants to do, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's like a kindergarten understanding. I mean, come on. If you have that little faith in the system, you're ignorant. Honestly, it's just not true. Tanko Natives video, yes. Shadow Stars didn't get the notice for the stream. There is not such thing. They can sell whatever they want if you buy it. I don't know what that means. It's an epic I told you so. And I'm not even doing the I told you so thing. Like I don't really get any pleasure out of that. It doesn't really matter to me. It just happens to be the case that we've been consistent. But yeah, I guess it is, but nobody likes when people go around saying, "I told you so." I certainly don't like it. But in this case, we told them. We told them. Okay, Tanko Native. Oh yeah, right. You sent the link for this in Telegram. I saw that. All right. Oh yeah.
So, check this out, people. I've been watching YouTubers on AMC, and I've noticed that the apes are starting to realize that they were robbed, that they were taken advantage of, not just by Adam Aaron or the 1%ers or the hedge funds, as they've been preaching and selling people this.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to. I'm not. Uh, I don't want to stop this video because Tanko Nate is a friend of the channel, and I'm interested in what he has to say here. But I have to respond to this here. Market manipulation is real. You're an idiot if you don't think so. People with big money can hold a stock down for as long as they want. Then your beef is with capitalism. Okay, like we have never said that there isn't market manipulation. We've never said that, quote unquote, people with big money can do, move the price around. That's a function of capitalism. Okay. Some people have more money. They can do more than you can. You have no money. That's capitalism. You don't like that, then speak out against capitalism. Right. But I mean, when it comes to, quote unquote, market manipulation, that's not what they say. They say, oh, they're using all these illegal tactics. They're doing naked shorting. They're using synthetic shares. They're doing this and that and this and that. That you don't even understand what it means or how it would even function. There's no evidence to support that. None. There's no evidence. Now, people with money throwing their weight around? Sure, every day. So what? That's the fucking system. That is the fucking system. And you know what? Chill out. I love this. Like, you come in here with some ignorant fucking bullshit, totally fucking ignorant, and then tell me to chill out because you don't like to be called out. I mean, all right, whatever. Oh, and this is great here too. Narcissistic personality. Everyone's wrong but me personality. Well, you are fucking wrong. I mean, what the fuck? The apes aren't narcissistic. They know nothing about the stock market, yet they think that they deserve to be rich and that they're being cheated illegally. When in reality, most of these fucking clowns, children, had no experience in the stock market before 2020 or 2021. So, like, what the fuck? Narcissistic? I go with the evidence. I go with the evidence. If you don't like where the evidence leads, turn the fucking stream off and go back into your fucking ostrich world where your head's buried in the sand and you don't care about what's happening around you. You're just focused on what you think is going to happen, which is fucking narcissistic. What a bunch of fucking idiots. All right. Saying the rich can take their money and do whatever, and that also includes the stock market. Yeah, I mean, sure. So what? You don't like what they're doing with their money. You don't like what they're doing with their money. Too bad. Too fucking bad. You chose the wrong thing. You chose the wrong thing to invest in. Period. Oh, I don't like what they're doing with their money. It's unfair. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. I mean, this is some fucking candy ass bullshit right here. Seriously. This is the free market. It is the free market. You just don't like what somebody is choosing to do with their money in that market because you made a bet and you're so insistent that you're right, which, by the way, is fucking narcissistic bullshit, that, I mean, I don't even know what the argument is here. This is so confused. This is so confused. All right. All right, Tanko.
This nonsense.
I'm gonna try to absorb some of this guy's this peaceful his peaceful nature. But I mean, I do get worked up. I do get fired up because you know, this is nonsensical. Like, oh, we don't like rich people, but you want to be a rich person. Oh, but we're going to be different. I mean, no, you're not.
About the crooked stock market, when in reality they got taken advantage and they got played by other YouTubers like Lou versus
Yeah,
wallstreet,
you want to talk about manipulation?
like finance.
You know who manipulated you?
And all these other crooks.
All these other crooks.
100%. Investor about AMC squeezing. And now that AMC is doing this reverse stock split and is taking half of the people's stocks, they're starting to realize that this Moass bullshit is never going to take place. It's a shame that it took almost 2.5 years for them to realize this, because first it was phase 1, then phase 2, then phase 3, then phase 4, then phase 5, then phase 6, right? Every time AMC doesn't squeeze, every time there's no Moass, there's some bullshit about the next phase. And we're going into 3 years of this bullshit, and there are still people buying the nonsense. Finance News is still talking about the squeeze. Adam Aaron just dropped a bomb.
God.
Adam Aaron just said this. Prepare for the squeeze.
Elon Musk
It
just
ain't
said
one
this.
thing, it's another nonsense about AMC going to the moon, AMC Moassing. The fact is that you people got robbed. You people were cheated, not by the 1%ers, but by the 99% who go to school where you go to school, who
It
work.
did already
you
happen.
work.
I'll
They're
agree
the
with
ones
that.
who robbed you.
It already
The
happened. If you
99%.
missed it,
These
you
YouTubers
missed it.
who open with, I'm not a financial advisor, but then continue to give you advice on AMC, telling you to hold, asking you to diamond hand a stock that isn't worth $2. And anyone who follows me knows that I bet puts on AMC that it would hit $4. And this week AMC went to $4. And I also predict that if they don't do this reverse split, AMC will eventually hit $2 and eventually $1, if not less. Actually 90 cents even, because AMC is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere except to the grave. So for those who are waiting on that rocket, this rocket empty of fuel, because you have no fuel to get to the moon. In order for you to get to the moon, you need enough fuel, and AMC ain't got it. And the problem with these people is that they don't want to accept the fact that they've been taken advantage of. They keep justifying the reason why they hold. They keep justifying the reason why they believe AMC is going to squeeze. Right now, I'm seeing new YouTubers coming on, jumping on this AMC to the moon bandwagon because it pays their salary. It pays them to promote this stupidity, this nonsense. Why? Because stupid people and idiots watch them. And if you stop watching these idiots promoting AMC, you're going to save your money, you're going to keep your money, and then you're going to be able to possibly get your money and do something with your money, rather than sitting on a stock that has tanked since it hit the $74 mark. And the fact that this stock continues to tank doesn't make any sense to me, that anyone
10 million? Really? You made 10 million?
as
Wow.
if though it were going anywhere. If you want to get rich off of AMC and you want to see a squeeze, AMC is squeezing down. Start buying puts. Wait till AMC has its reverse split. And if the stock is converted to $50 per share after the reverse split, I guarantee you that this stock will drop to 40, 30, 20, 10, and then 5, and back to the $4 that it is right now. So instead of putting your money on a stock that doesn't give a fuck about you, right? Why don't you bet that it's going down and put your money where your mouth is? If you're here to get paid, then get paid. Why would you put your money on a stock that since day one, it's only been tanking, and you've been losing your life savings because you want to suck Adam Aaron's penis? Adam Aaron doesn't pay your bills. AMC doesn't pay your bills, and you treat this stock as if it were doing you a favor. And the only favor AMC has done for you is take your money. And you deserve to have your money taken if you keep buying this nonsense, people. So when and if they do the reverse stock split on AMC, it's going to tank. Start placing puts on AMC. If the stock goes to 50, bet that it's going to go to 40. Buy puts for $40 on AMC. If the stock goes up to 60, and that's the stock split price, bet that AMC is going to go down to 50. If the stock split price is 30, bet that it's going to go down to 20. And if anybody opens with, I'm not a financial advisor, and then they start to tell you what to do with any stock, they're lying to you. No one who's telling you the truth about trading is going to open with, I'm not a financial advisor, don't take what I say serious, I'm just an entertainer. If someone tells you that they're entertaining you with stock market pricing, why the freak are you listening to them?
That's pretty
I'm
ridiculous,
not
yeah.
here to entertain you. You want to be entertained? Turn on the television. And if you want to be entertained by me, I'll put on some tap shoes and I will entertain
Oh
you.
yeah, Owl's
But this is
video
about
or
making
live stream or
money,
whatever is
not
happening at
being
8. That's
entertained,
right.
people. It's time that you got off this AMC boat and start putting your money into stocks that actually pay,
We'll check
that
that
pay
out here in a
dividends,
little bit.
that are gonna grow and grow your money, not take your money. And I'm sorry to say, if you don't listen to what I'm saying, and if you don't listen to what a lot of YouTubers have been saying, not the majority, but the minority, who have been telling you that the very same people who pump AMC dump it, that the very same people who tell you to hold, sell, then you're a freaking idiot and you deserve to lose your money. And if you continue to buy into this stock, and if you continue to hold this stock, you're simply going to continue to lose your money. So take your money, buy puts on this piece of shit stock, and get your money back, because AMC is going to tank before, during, or after the stock split. If they don't do a stock split on AMC, AMC is going to hit $2, eventually 90 cents. And I am only buying puts on AMC. I am not placing bets on AMC that is going to climb. I am not buying calls on AMC, and I am not holding any AMC stock. I am simply betting that AMC is going down. That's how I'm gonna get my money. And if you're smart, you're gonna do the same. Buy puts on AMC and get your money, people. It's time you got paid. And get off this bullshit. Get off this boat, so that these idiots who are promoting AMC to the moon could eventually get their channels shut down. Hopefully they'll get sued and you can get your money one way or another. And even if you don't get it by suing these people who have bought you this stupidity, I'm hoping the government somehow goes after these people who have pumped AMC.
They need to have their ill-gotten gains
like FTX
disgorged.
I hope the government goes after these YouTubers who continue to place these ads about AMC going to the moon and stealing from new retail investors who don't know any better, because they believe YouTubers who have no idea what the freak they're doing. So buy puts on AMC, do not buy calls, and do not buy stock on AMC.
I don't think there's
You can do what you want. You can buy all the stocks you want on AMC. You can buy all the calls you want on AMC. But if you still haven't learned your lesson after 2.5 years, then you deserve to lose your money, people. It's time to grow the fuck up. Get your
It's time to grow the fuck up. Insider trading can only be done by the elite, and they are the ones that's taking the fuel. Flat out corruption. A lot of passing the buck. A lot of blaming other people. I don't get that. Anytime I hear this much negativity on one stock, something big is happening for our good. Well, I mean, you hear what you want to hear. You hear negativity because you hear bearish. That's all you hear because you're not bearish. But I mean, look at it from our perspective. All we see is a bunch of idiots pumping the stock. The only, literally searching for AMC on YouTube, just searching for AMC. There's nothing in these results that's anything but super bullish, and it's been this way for 2 years. So, I mean, that's great that, you know, you think that something big is happening for your good, but you have a skewed perspective. You're not being objective. And objectively here, it's not a positive situation. Four to two with puts is too risky. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed, okay? Nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. And that's something that, you know, I've been saying for a year and a half too. Like, nothing is guaranteed, but the attitude among these apes and these influencers is that it's a sure thing, that it's guaranteed, that it's, you know, that you already won even. Ugh, well, that's ridiculous. But nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. Nothing is guaranteed. In fact, you know, a quote that I like that I've been using lately is, if it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. And everybody believes that something is obviously is going to happen, positive. When everybody's on one side of a trade, look out. Matt Kohrs and Trey need to go down. Why would I get mine taken down when it goes to the moon? I mean, like, I don't understand why you're even here. Like, you want my channel to get taken down, kind of the insinuation, and I'm simply just asking, not even asking. I'm just saying, hey, look, the evidence does not support what these people are saying. The evidence does not support what all these people believe. And I'm sorry, it's true. The more people who believe something, you better believe that there is a greater chance that it's bullshit. I mean, that's human nature. And this is a quote from The Wire: the bigger the lie, the more they believe. The bigger the lie, the more people will believe it, because it couldn't possibly be not true. It's such a massive thing. But in reality, that thing that you think could not possibly be a fraud may be a fraud. And I'm not talking about Ken Griffin here. Not talking about Ken Griffin. The devil. Okay, the connection seems to be much better now, I think. So we're going to go over to this one. This one. So we looked at the other videos from Markets with May on the reverse split. You know, fact checked her information about naked shorting and all that. Got into a tussle with Scavenger. Well, that was fun. Now today we have, is the SEC failing to protect investors from naked shorting? AMC case study. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, it's May from Markets with May, and in this episode we're going to explore the question of whether the SEC is failing to protect investors from naked short selling. So this video is a thank you to all of the support that I got on my last videos describing the press release that came out on AMC. Now, while this video is going to be relevant for anyone that is interested in learning more about what's going on in naked short selling, regulations show, the borrow rates, and what synthetics has to do with all of it, I'm really going to use AMC as a case study, first of all, because it's an amazing case
Great,
study.
because there's
And
so
also,
much
my
evidence,
AMC
right?
apes were amazing and supportive,
Ugh.
and some of you just requested I do a video that broke down in simple terms what's going on in naked short selling. Now, I'm going to cut to the chase here. Do I side with the SEC or do I side with the investors that feel unprotected from naked short seller? I do actually side with the investors that feel unprotected from the naked short sellers. And that's despite the fact that it may be the case that because of the way the regulation is written,
I am so surprised. I am so surprised that she sides with the investors.
the spirit of Reg Show versus what's actually being posted. But I am going to go through all the components of this so you can make this decision for yourself.
20 minutes? Fuck.
Now I'm going to do the
All
disclosures, not because I'm trying to trick you, as some people put in my last comments, but because the SEC's already come down on more than one social media person for failing to do the disclosures. So past performance is not indicative of future returns. This is not investment advice. This is for educational purposes. You have to make your own investment decision. Now, I always give a shout out to Guru.
Speculate that Ken Griffin's not the most honest person. Listen to some of his speeches. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant man. I've learned a lot from listening just to him talk. But I'm a shill though, so you know, there's that. Honest? I don't know. The apes aren't honest. The apes are not honest. A lot of people aren't honest. Ken Griffin is a brilliant man. People would actually learn a lot if they listened to Ken Griffin, but whatever.
Money goes where it's treated best, and there's a link in my show notes if you want to check them out. Additionally, because I'm using AMC as the example in this video, I am a shareholder of Ape shares. I do not own AMC. And now let's get into, is the shareholder being protected from naked shorts by the SEC? Now, this matters a lot to AMC shareholders and has for some time. The short interest in AMC is very high. Currently, the NYSE is showing
very high,
20% as I look this evening, but at different times it's been higher than that. Now, one of the reasons why I think this is really hard to figure out the answer to the question as well as get good information on is because it does actually require.
It's not a question of believing. I don't have any evidence that supports that, and it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I mean, I'm a profitable trader, so I don't focus on shit that doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter. That if it does not affect my ability to be profitable at all. At all. It doesn't fucking matter. Makes no difference. None. So, do I believe it is? No. Have I seen any evidence? No. But do I care? No. Period. And I mean, you know, without running the risk of sounding narcissistic here, more people should adopt that attitude of focusing on profiting and less about shit that's unsubstantiated. That doesn't affect anything. I mean, I'm not even going to entertain this because we're not talking about selling something. We're talking about financial assets. They're different. Go read about financial assets and how they're different than real assets. And, you know, focus on making money. It doesn't fucking matter. We're not talking about toilet paper on the shelf. Obviously, you can't sell something you don't have if it's a real asset. Financial assets are different, you know. But just to reiterate, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference to my ability to be profitable. The only thing that does is, you know, my ability of trading, reading the market, you know, and good old fashioned luck. But hey, I can see the effects of that. I can look at actual data and make decisions off of that. I'll do that anytime over speculating about something that I have not seen, and that doesn't impact my ability to do what I came here to do in the market, which is to make money.
That you fully understand Regulation Show, which is a legal document. You understand the case law precedents associated with Regulation Show, and you also understand market mechanics extremely well. And that's a lot. Now, there's a lot of really great videos on Regulation Show and then on AMC specifically Regulation Show. And I want to give a shout out to those people. Where Are the Shares does an amazing job. Andrew
Yeah,
Moe,
they do such an amazing job.
Your video last year. And Major Tom Official also a little bit intense, but the guy.
Why am I so angry about it? Because it's absolute ignorance. This is the most ignorant, quote unquote, movement, the most ridiculous group of people saying the most ridiculous things that I've ever seen. I don't think that we have ever seen this level of delusion. And I don't care, let me just say this, and then I'm going to let her talk, because and they can do whatever they want with their own money. And I don't care who buys AMC. See, that's where you're not really getting it. That's where you're taking it personally. What was that about narcissist? Anyway, you're taking it personally as if I'm saying, oh, you shouldn't do this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't do that. What I care about, like, there's a reason why I look at these videos on here. There's a reason why I look at the influencers' videos on YouTube. That's what I care about. And, to be quite frank here, if you don't care that people are putting out misinformation on a daily basis, misleading people, and making a lot of money doing it, then you're a shitty person, and that's my kind of take on it. But it's completely ridiculous to me that these people, I mean, I can reserve judgment on this video, but all the other people in those search results, they're spreading misinformation every day, not only making money on it themselves, they are enticing other people to make poor financial decisions based on misinformation, false information, fraudulent information. If that's what I care about, I could give a fuck what you invest in. Go ahead, buy AMC, lose all your money. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm trying to call out these grifters who have lied repeatedly on a daily basis, increasingly ridiculous ways every day. I mean, I want to look at the evidence. What are they saying? What does the evidence say? Does it match up? Yes. Does it not match up? No. Okay. There we go. Boom. If you want to listen to it, if you want to heed any type of advice that may be implied, that's on you. I don't care. Like, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of fucking money. That's the way it goes. I'm not trying to save anybody. I'm trying to save no one. I am trying to call out the people that are lying and leading people to slaughter. Because again, if you go to YouTube and search for AMC, this is what comes up. This is what comes up. Not search for AMC squeeze, not search for AMC bull, not search for AMC, anything positive, just AMC. This is it. It's all 100% ridiculous. So I saw this last year and I said, wow, nobody's actually looking at any other viewpoint. Nobody's fact checking these guys. Well, okay, I will. I never thought to start a YouTube channel. And clearly I don't belong on YouTube. I mean, I don't belong here. I'm not one of these guys. But at the end of the day, I feel like there has to be balance. There has to be, a counter argument. There has to be somebody going behind these guys and checking. So, hey, but I'm sure that I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what you report them to the SEC. Yeah, that's, yeah, that's an ape solution right there. You know, clearly you were an ape at one point. That's an ape solution. Yeah, pass it on to somebody else. It's somebody else's responsibility. No, I have critical thinking skills. I I have an education. I have experience in the stock market. You don't like what I'm doing? Fucking leave. Like, what is the problem here? I don't understand this attitude. Anyway, like if you can't see that there is misinformation coming out of everyone's ass here, and you know what? I called out Trey. I was relentless on Trey from last summer until he left, and I still am calling out that motherfucker. He is a complete scoundrel. Trey Collins is a fucking scoundrel. That's why I'm here, because that's absurd. That's absurd. So anyway, why do you care? Let them learn how they learn. I don't care. I'm not here for retail investors. Let me say this. Retail investors are not my audience. They are not why I'm here. They are party to this, and they would, if they actually listened to anything other than what they already believe. The other part of this is psychologically, it's incredibly fascinating because this is one of the biggest scams in my lifetime, probably in the last 40 years. I haven't personally seen anything this massive. And it's just fascinating to see, like, all of the different things that are at work here, desperation, all these logical fallacies, yada, yada, yada. So there's a bit of that. But at the end of the day, I am not addressing retail investors. I'm not saying, hey guys, you're being lied to, you should do this, you shouldn't do this, you should do that. I just want to look at what's being presented and say, all right, does this make sense? Yes or no? And what anybody does with that information does not matter to me. I don't care how the apes learn. I'm not interested in educating them. I'm not interested in, anything else other than looking at this narrative and calling out the elements of it, which is all of it pretty much, that are nonsensical. Period. Hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully you can understand why, in light of that, it is frustrating when people come in here and say things like, why do you care what people do with their money? When clearly I don't. Clearly I don't. You know what? I hope they lose all their money. Okay. How about that? I hope that every ape loses 100% of their fucking money. I don't care. Does not matter to me. I shed no tears for apes anyway. But it's frustrating because why can't people see this? Especially people who realize that it's a scam. Those people still don't understand why somebody needs to call out these guys. Whatever. All right, I'm done addressing that.
The guy really does know what he's talking about. I'm hoping that the way that I lay it out makes it easier for you to understand some of those other channels that are far more dedicated to keeping up with this on the day-to-day. And I mention that because Markets with May isn't an AMC only channel, and some of those guys are just doing amazing work to keep investors up to date. So shout out to all of those guys. Now, the
Wait,
SEC
is she talking
enacted
about
a
AMC
regulation show
YouTubers?
in 2005 to govern short selling. Now, let me try to break this down a little bit. Short selling is when you sell a stock first and then you buy it back later. Now, you always want to sell high and buy low, sell high. In this case, you're thinking that the price is too high, so you're going to sell it first, and then hopefully you're not wrong and you get to buy it back at a lower price. If you're wrong and the stock shoots up, then you are absolutely going to take it on the chin, and you can take it on the chin to greater than 100%. Now hold that in your head for now, because the fact that you can lose greater than 100% is really important later when we talk about the borrow cost. Now, Regulation Show was really enacted because there was a concern that you could, given the market structure previous to that time, short more shares than actually existed. In other words, let's just say you and your buddies decided to gang up on a stock and literally keep entering orders and selling orders beyond the number of shares outstanding. Before Regulation Show, broker-dealers just kind of had to figure that out. There wasn't a standardized process. I mean, there were some common things that people did, but there wasn't a standardized process on how you would clear all those trades. Now, there may be other case law. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know this cold, but essentially, Regulation Show is the regulation you look at to get the definition of what naked short selling is. And it defines it relative to this concept called, number one, getting the locate on shares, and number two, a concept of a borrow and a borrow rate. Here is the process that the locate is attempting to describe. Whenever you short a stock, you have the intention to buy it back at a later date. The SEC created the concept that the broker-dealer must already know which stock it is will correspond to covering the short sale so that you'll never end up with over 100%. And the reason we really wanted to do this was for the stability of the broker-dealers. Because quite frankly, if you were as a broker-dealer were allowing this to happen.
What she's saying is that, I mean, not very well here, is that the locate is dealing with the share that is going to be sold short. So the way that she explained it, she's used the word cover, but cover seems to be used mostly to describe buying the shares back process, buying to close. So covering the short, but in this case, the locate is done before the share is sold so that it can be delivered once it is sold. So that's the share that is sold. That's not the share that is bought back by the short seller. So for what it's worth, but.
And the short doubles, triples, quadruples on you, and there's no stock for you to buy, then you actually do, as the broker-dealer, also bear some of your client's risk. Now, in other markets, it's a little bit different, but you'll get a sense for it if you watch this movie, Trading Places. It's a movie with Eddie Murphy, and it's an awesome one to watch no matter what. Now, I will tell you that before 2000, it was not as common to be able to locate stock easily because a lot of asset managers did not want their stock lent out. In fact, I know this kind of firsthand because one of my first jobs in the marketplace was to get the hypothecation agreement signed by asset managers that had large shares of specifically smaller cap companies. Now, what is the hypothecation agreement? This is a lending agreement between the person that owns custody of the shares and the broker-dealer. This allows the broker-dealer to lend out the shares. And even today, if all of the shareholders decided to disallow hypothecation of their shares, you would not be able to find a locate on any of those shares. Now, in 2022, the hypothecation agreement is typically in that gigantic package of stuff that you either signed in paper or signed online. And most people are allowing their shares to be lent out. Now, if you don't want them lent out, there's a handful of things you can do. Some broker-dealers will allow you to specify that you don't want specific shares lent out. That's something you're just going to have to check with your broker-dealer. In other cases, you can directly register the shares. And this was something that was discussed on the AMC call last earnings season. One of the investors asked Mr. Aaron point blank, how's it going? Are people registering the shares with AMC directly? And he said, yeah, that's a possibility, and we welcome that. At the same time, few shareholders have taken the time to do that. Now, can the shares be lent out in excess of 100%? Now, technically, you can have more shares short on a given day than the number of shares outstanding, the total number of shares that exist. There's a couple of nuances to it, and sometimes the broker dealers will try to skirt the question, and you may see like half answers to this. But technically, as if all of those shares are collapsed downwards, you should still end up with the same number of shares short as the shares that are long. Now, I'm going to not talk about synthetics, but I know some of you are chomping at the bit for synthetics.
Oh, good.
We're just talking about shares at this point.
Now, if the number of shares short exceeds the number of shares available for borrow, then you have a fail to deliver.
No, you don't.
Date, T+3.
No, you
and
don't. You don't have a fail to deliver. No. Like, short interest over 100% is legit. I mean, it's on the up and up. I mean, it doesn't seem to make sense. It's illogical, but it's not like you're just relending the same share and positions are established on that. That's the difference between equity and real assets. One of the differences. Anyway, okay, whatever.
Shorting.
But there are some exemptions to the naked shorting rule, which we'll get into in a moment. The DTCC, which is responsible for clearing all shares that come through the system, is going to record that number. And typically, there are 3 days to settlement, so it takes 3 days of delay to know that there's an issue on clearing.
What the fuck is she talking about? No, settlement is 2 days. Like, what the hell? What, she been watching that shit from Overstock from like 12 years ago when it was T+3? I mean, maybe I misheard what she said. I don't know. I'll go back.
Responsible for clearing all shares that come through the system is going to record that number. And typically, there are 3 days to settlement, so it takes 3 days of delay to know that there's an issue on clearing the shares. Now, let's say there's a bunch of shares that are short. There aren't enough shares to cover it. There's a 3-day settlement period. Those shares have to be delivered. And if they're not, the DTCC will record that as failure to delivers, which is often abbreviated FTD. Now, a high failure to delivery doesn't necessarily mean that anything wrong was done. There is the ability of a market maker, broker dealer to file an exemption to the failure to deliveries. And they would contend and they would file for that exemption because they would be saying that this is just a higher volume situation.
They don't have to file for it.
Needed a little bit of a remainder of shares to clear correctly. Maybe there was human error or some kind of computing error. And this is where it gets dicey. Now we're going to move into the exemptions and also some of the supporting evidence, and you're going to have to make a call for yourself. But I want you to keep in mind that the spirit of Regulation Show is to protect.
Oh, so now we're talking about the spirit. Now we're talking about the spirit, not the letter. See, this is where things start to go off the path because he's talking about the spirit. Well, that's subjective, okay? You're talking about spirit. That is like definitionally subjective. Not the letter, not what's written, but the spirit. Ah, okay. Right.
Market manipulation
All right.
coming
T
from
plus
naked
3.
short
Let's go.
selling. It is not a set of rules and procedures that if you follow them precisely, you're totally in the right. And the evidence associated with that is actually the 2013 case from Options Express. Now, even though Options Express was following Reg Show to the letter, the activities they were engaging in were very much so market manipulation, and the SEC did find against them. Unfortunately, the fines were really, really small. So what I'm saying is that it's not the point that you follow Reg Show to the letter of the law, but you also comply with the spirit of the law. And there may be legal experts out there watching this that can clarify and say that that's not true, but that would be the case law that I would direct you towards is 2013 Option Express. Now let's talk about what happens when there is a fail to deliver situation.
This whole video is not going to go anywhere. I can tell you that right now. This is all the same shit.
Is this idea of threshold securities. Threshold securities are securities that have an
AMC has been on the threshold list and nothing fucking happened.
And the rules of that are, number one, there have to be 5 consecutive settlement dates where you have an issue. And then the second one is it has to be at least 10,000 shares or more that are failing to deliver, and it has to be equal to at least 0.5% of the issuer's total shares outstanding. Now, because this is clearinghouse settlement, this should just refer to shares outstanding in a single QSIP. So this should be 0.5% of the total shares of AMC, which is about 2.5 million shares. Now, I want to put a pin in that because 2.5 million shares outstanding essentially is almost 10% of the daily average volume for something like AMC. Now, in 2005, a lot of these systems were still coming online, but in 2022, a number that equates to 10% of the average daily volume for a stock that is very heavily traded just seems really wide. On day one, short.
All right, so this is no,
five,
this is disingenuous. This is absolutely disingenuous. I mean, one of the first things that you learn about if you look up FTDs and read about it is this is from the SEC, from Investopedia, from any resource, Corporate Finance Institute. It doesn't matter anywhere because it's the truth. Failure to delivers are not indicative of naked shorting. They are not indicative of naked shorting. Number two, failure to delivers can come about as a result of short positions or long positions. Short positions or long positions. It's not only having to do with short positions. So this is disingenuous. She did not mention that at all. I mean, it's a typical AMC grifter pumper. She has more credibility than somebody like Al from Boston. So, the sense is that she's potentially more dangerous because she's talking about it with more confidence. She doesn't sound like a complete idiot like Al does or whoever. But at the end of the day here, it's the same garbage. It's the same cherry-picked information being used to propagandize situation. I mean, we'll continue with it. We're over halfway through.
To that 0.5% error rate, which they're calling it.
It's not an error rate.
So that's 0.5% of the shares outstanding. It's not 0.5%
look at this.
Of the
compliance is just a lower level of naked short. No, it's not. FTDs are not synonymous with naked shorts. That is so disingenuous. Fuck me. No. This is outrageous.
Float, and it actually equates to about 10% of a given day's trading volume in the case of AMC. And again, this rule is supposed to be protecting the investor from market manipulation coming from naked short selling. And
because FTDs aren't synonymous with naked short selling, and I mean, it's not even necessarily market manipulation. How does this affect the price? Will she talk about that? I don't know.
It just to me doesn't seem like it does that. Look, here's the thing. On small cap names, big investors absolutely do have enough ammunition to push the market. And you're getting a 10% window in a
Welcome to the
5-day
market.
period with a 3-day trading settlement.
It's a 2-day settlement. What the fuck?
So I really would love for
it
the
is a
SEC
2-day
to
settlement.
just review this and whether or not it's actually protecting investors against naked short selling.
With this being the case, it's
AMC investors and any retail investors that are not making money, that have lost money, it's not because of FTDs. It's not because of naked shorting. Like, I can't be any clearer about that. The reason that you suck at investing and trading is not because of naked shorting or FTDs. It's because you suck at trading. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, to be an asshole. I mean, I suck at trading. Everybody sucks at trading. Like, hopefully, you suck 49% of the time and you don't suck 51% of the time. Like, that's pretty much where I'm at. But, this is not why. This is not why I lost money whenever last week or whatever. It's not. It's not. So this is really disingenuous. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. I mean, to me, this is pretty bad.
It seems that the only thing that could truly stop a malicious short seller from continuing to create fail to delivers and naked shorting is a margin call. The margin call would force a...
You can't sell stock short if there isn't a locate. Like, a locate is required in order to initiate a short position. It is required. It's not suggested. It's not encouraged. It is required. She still has not said how these supposed naked shorts even come about. I'm not going to use a D word again, but it is. It's so that.
A posting of capital or a covering of positions.
And by the way, no, a margin call will not cause that. Because you know what? They'll post the margin. They'll post the margin. We're talking about hedge funds. We're talking about institutions, supposedly, and institutional investors and banks. They have a shitload of money. A margin call on fucking AMC shorts means nothing, especially when the stock's $4. So, no, next.
Now, I want to talk about the 5-day cure period. A lot of folks posted that AMC was already a threshold security. And when I looked on the NYSE website, it is not. Now, I want you to understand that the DTCC publishes these.
That should be your first clue right there. Somebody said something about AMC and it wasn't true. I'm going to quote Phil, I am really this dumb for real. What the fuck are we talking about here? Like, what are we actually talking about? This video has gone nowhere. Just a bunch of 70% true shit.
These numbers on a delayed basis to the public. So the numbers that we have are really from November the 30th, and you can see that it did in fact come very close to being a threshold stock, but it was not actually officially thresholded in that period. But like I said, the SEC should consider reviewing this because the number of shares shorted far exceeds the 0.5% threshold.
But that's not shorting. Oh my God.
Regardless of the fact that it stays elevated just under the threshold number, it can be gamed all day long. Now, some of you have been following this for a long time, and you're quick to point out that the fines for violations of naked short selling are really, really small. Now, almost all the documents I read as relates to settlements for naked short selling related to the disgorgement of profits, but there is actually one other place where I would argue it's owed to the long-only investor, and that has to do with the borrow fee. Now, when you go to short a stock, you actually pay what's called a borrow fee, and the borrow fee is set by the broker-dealer and is supposed to compensate the hypothecator for lending their stock. In other words, you're supposed to be paid a borrow fee for allowing someone else to short your stock.
Not really.
And borrow fees are supposed to get significantly higher as there's less stock on the locate. Now, the borrow rate is supposed to be a market mechanism that slows down the shorting of hard to borrow stocks. In other words, if it gets more expensive to short the stock, then some people will decide that there's not enough profit in it to continue to short it. Now, right now, there is an
Clearly, that's not
trade
the
going on between
case with
APE and
AMC.
AMC, where people are long the APE stock and short the AMC stock, believing that they can deliver the AMC stock via the reverse convergence of APE to AMC. Now, I want to show you what the borrower...
She's smart. I'm sitting here telling you how she is literally being as disingenuous as the other AMC YouTubers, but she's smart. This is why I'm highlighting this, because perception is reality. People perceive her to be smart. Okay. All right, run out and buy some AMC then.
Rate might look like for something like AMC.
Based on what she's saying.
There's not
I mean,
limit on what the broker dealer can charge.
half of what she's saying is not
within
true.
Compliance of regulations show. Here you're seeing the borrow rate be over 100%, and you might think, hey, that means that they're charging 100% interest on borrowing my AMC stock, and that's a great price. But I'm going to tell you now.
You might be being sarcastic.
This isn't.
But I guarantee you that if I scroll down to these comments, which I'm going to wait to do, they're not being sarcastic in the comments. So good. I'm glad you're being sarcastic, but the overall sentiment here is that she is smart, and they are so happy that somebody with, institutional investor experience has now brought legitimacy to their debacle here. I mean, 100% these comments are going to be ridiculous. So stick around for them.
Annualized number. And when you annualize it out, they're really charging about 2% a week for someone to then be allowed to short your stock in excess. And that would be fine if you had a lot of shares to lend out, but you only have 3,000 at the beginning of business day. You can't tell me that that...
Well, okay, here's another disingenuous fucking point. And I know that other people are going to be able to see this right now. The stream is so delayed that I otherwise I would say, somebody point out what the disingenuous thing that she's doing here, because most of these YouTubers have done the same thing, the same exact specific thing specifically with this. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, mention it.
That 2% charge for the week is really enough to compensate the people that you're hypothecating and that you're actually trying to stay in compliance with regs show. That's ridiculous. Now, this is where I just don't know, and if you're a lawyer watching, I would welcome you to comment below, but this almost seems like a consumer lending issue, not even an SEC issue.
No.
Now let's talk about exemptions under Reg Show. One of the exemptions governs arbitrage trades, but this really is riskless arbitrage trades or arbitrage trades that are more direct. For example,
oh my God, wow. Fucking hell, this is ridiculous. I mean, I can tell you right now that this is completely wrong what she's about to say, because that quote unquote arbitrage transaction is market makers selling. It is market makers selling shares to retail investors in an off-exchange venue, 100%. But let me go back to the other disingenuous thing. No, nobody mentioned it, but I don't know how delayed the stream is, so I'll just go ahead and say it, I guess. This is disingenuous because, drum roll, because this data that she's looking at here is for interactive brokers. It's for interactive brokers. This is from, I think it's either from Chart Exchange or maybe Stanco Tracker. They both use that source. This is for one broker. One broker. It even says it right here. Data from interactive brokers. IBKR publishes an updated file every 15 minutes. And she said before, she mentioned that the borrow fee is set by the broker dealer. Okay, so we're looking at one broker dealer's inventory of shares to lend and their cost to borrow fee. So what? One broker out of dozens? Irrelevant.
Is riskless arbitrage trades
And that's true. The fee is not for the weak.
or arbitrage trades.
It's a yearly percentage rate. So 100% means 100% of the stock price for a year. So divide that by 365 and you have your daily, or divide it by 52 and you have your weekly. Either way, you're talking about sub penny. You're talking about a minuscule amount per day.
That are more direct. For example, if you have ordinary shares that are listed in Hong Kong and you have an ADR that's listed in the US, the daily difference.
She probably passed those. She probably passed those exams so long ago.
And so that is absolutely viable for an exemption under Reg Show.
Okay, irrelevant.
The exemption was not designed for merger arbitrage. In other words, you can't be long Xilinx, short AMD and file an exemption. You're just short AMD at that point.
Okay, this is stupid because the exemption is for market makers. It is a market maker exemption. I can't even listen to this. I'm sorry. I cannot listen to this. I'm going to speed her up. This is ridiculous. It's fucking retarded.
Potential that that transaction didn't go through. Maybe you could file for an exemption on the close of business.
Now, you can't file for an exemption. It's a market maker exemption.
File for an exemption between Berkshire A and
Holy
Berkshire
fuck.
B, which is fully convertible. You probably could get away with filing for that exemption. Now, some might say,
no, you couldn't.
APE to AMC is convertible if the board approves and the shareholders vote yes. So shouldn't that be like Berkshire A to Berkshire B? And I would argue, no, it shouldn't be the case until the vote goes through, because Berkshire A to Berkshire B is fully convertible whenever you feel like it. APE to AMC is not. You still have two events that have to happen to allow that to occur. I would be interested if you work at a broker dealer or if you work for the DTCC and that is actually an allowable exemption, please put it in the comments.
That's absurd. I mean, nobody's going to answer that.
Related to whether the synthetics market is incorporated in the naked shorting. And the answer to that is, from what I could see, no. Because if you think about it, an options contract
hold on.
isn't shorting shares.
Hold on. I missed that. It's going too fast. And watching the chat.
The last question, and that is actually an allowable exemption, please put it in the comments. Now, the last question that some of you guys had related to whether the synthetics market is incorporated in the naked shorting. And the answer to that is, from what I could see, no. Because if you think about it, an options contract isn't shorting shares. It's the right to sell shares at a later point in time. So at the point at which it's still an option, it is not shares short. Even though a put creates selling pressure on a stock, if the put is closed out in cash, never is it the case that the person that is short using the put, are they short the actual stock itself? Now, another way to short this stock is to short this stock and then use a call option that's deep in the money. This is called a buy right and would be captured in Regulation Show, or at least should be captured in Regulation Show. That's actually what the Options Express case was about. In other words, buy rights would not receive an exemption and would have to be accounted for as two separate legs.
Like these, these exemptions, I mean, she doesn't realize that or she does and she's ignoring it. These exemptions are for market makers. Like, this is not for just regular, it's not for market participants. It is not for market participants, of which market makers are not. They are not market participants. They're financial service providers. Like, this is so dumb. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Manuel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's really this clueless or if she's being paid to say this, but either way, it's ridiculous. I don't think they're shady. I mean, that's the ape narrative creeping in. But shady? Not really. I mean, honestly, both of those guys have more insight. I mean, it really rubs me the wrong way that Al from Boston had Doug Sifu on his fucking channel and basically, you know, listen to what he said, and then the next day or later after the stream or whatever, basically just, totally just disregarded everything he said and just went back to his dumbass, you know, ridiculous narrative and didn't even consider anything that he said, which by the way, what Doug Sifu said was spot on. It was spot on. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter to me what people think about anything or those guys, but I mean, just from a objective standpoint, like the uh the denigration and the lack of respect and just the hate is in my opinion pretty unwarranted. It arises out of a butthurt condition in the apes. The apes are butthurt and they think that Ken Griffin somehow cheated them. That's absurd. I mean, it's absurd. It's ridiculous. And the fact that some people call Ken Griffin the devil, like it is just like how much more clown could you get? I mean, Frankie Mohammed needs to put on a fucking clown face, clown nose, clown wig when he says that shit because it's just absurd. But anyway, teleprompter. Model 3 dude says teleprompter.
Fail to deliver category. Now the swaps market is its own mess because it kind of depends on how you wrote the swap. Some swaps almost look like options because
swaps are irrelevant here. What the fuck?
Swap and other swaps are structured a different way, but in both cases it appears to me that these would not be tabulated in the failure to delivers on a daily basis. Now there is a fine that Morgan Stanley had in 2020 for the use of swaps markets as relates to violating Reg Show, but it's a really small fine yet again, and I'm not convinced that it means that the failed to delivers are representing the amount that's being shorted, such that it really clarifies that once you add it together, you're getting a real number on how much is naked short. If there's someone with just more knowledge on that.
Well, the difference is, Model 3 dude, that I respect Doug Sifu. Adam Aaron, I mean, he's a charlatan. He's a gonif. But no, your point is taken, no, because it's complete nonsense. And that, I mean, that kept the grift going for a while, didn't it? Because he was on there, what, 2 or 3 times last summer, summer of 2021. And I gotta say that I can't say last summer anymore because last summer was this year. But anyway, yeah, where he supposedly, his camera fell and he was wearing boxers or whatever. And oh my God, it was such a huge fucking deal. And Trey was just sitting there, just eating it up. Oh my God, what a shit show. What a shit show. I mean, and we're talking about shit shows. We might as well talk about the Kansas 5, Kansas City 5. Another shit show. So many shit shows. It's just a big shit show.
That, stick it in the comments below. I care what you think, and I will totally pin it to the top if I'm in error on this particular point. Okay, to sum it all up.
What about all the other ones you're in error on?
Following Reg Show to the letter of the law. Yeah, they could, but is Reg Show protecting individual investors from naked short selling? I would say it does not appear to be to me, because if you can absolutely short as much as you want and just have 3 days to cover and then just play this game over and over again, and you can compensate the holder of the
shares. You can't just short as much as you want. Like, how do you not know this? You are literally managing a short hedge fund portfolio. How can you know this? How can you not know this? You can't short as much as you want. What are you talking about? No. And you don't have 3 days to locate the shares. By the way, it's the broker dealer that locates the shares anyway, and they're going to locate them. Most of them are going to locate them before they even allow you to short it. So, I mean, what the fuck? Besides, it's T+2 now. Now, when you worked at Goldman Sachs, it probably was T3, but it isn't anymore. So these all knock down the credibility level to a level that, it's just like, yeah, you're a grifter. You're grifting. You are lying about AMC and about the market and market mechanics in order to pump AMC. Period. This is an AMC pumper. Period. I mean, we knew this. but it's confirmed now.
Almost nothing
Confirmed AMC pumper.
do it, then you are absolutely allowing the market to manipulate the long-only investor of smaller cap names. This would be harder to do if it's a much larger cap name where the amount of capital required.
Like a much larger cap name, like I don't know, one that has I don't know, 500 million shares or something, like 500 million shares, not low float.
To do this manipulation is much higher, but in micro
Evidence of paying people off. Evidence or speculation? Sounds like speculation. You know what I think about speculation. Why would you even come with that?
cap land, this is not a lot of money for a fund to raise just to do this one activity. Well, that's all I have prepared for this episode. I hope that helps you guys out as a starting place for some of the other folks that have just dug massively deeper into this issue. If there are corrections that you guys want me to pin at the top, stick it in the comments below. Doing the best I can to try to help out. And hopefully, as you guys know, AMC...
Help who out? Help who out? I mean, you're not helping out retail investors by giving them misinformation. That doesn't help retail investors. Might help your position. It might help some, somebody else's position. Yeah. How long has A been investing? I'm curious about that. 25 years. Okay. I mean, I think Model 3 dude has been in the market for that long. How much time have you spent worrying about FTDs, Model 3 dude, FTDs and naked shorts, and whether the market makers are unduly influencing people? How much time have you spent on that, and how has that affected your profitability? I'm just curious. They do the same exact thing you hate the YouTubers for doing, but they do it on a high level. No, they don't. I don't think so. No, not at all. I mean, they built financial services companies that, have improved the quality of the market. And you can argue that with me if you want, but the objective measurement, by the objective measurements, they have it absolutely has improved the market. So, if you buy index funds or index ETFs and stuff, then you benefit from the tighter spreads. You benefit from tighter spreads. You benefit from higher liquidity. I mean, I don't see the beef. It doesn't matter. 35 plus years, Model 3 dude. Yeah, cool. Pet Rock Miner. Call me when Adam Aaron takes all his employees to Disney. Hey, that's a good point. Hey, he didn't have to do that. It's pretty cool. I mean, my employer didn't take me there. Adam Aaron may take some of the employees to Arby's or Golden Corral. Golden Corral. Jesus Christ. And then Model 3 dude's answer on how much time have you spent on all these things that don't matter and how has it affected? 0. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, and I have a fraction of that amount of time in the market as Model 3 dude does. 5 years, let's call it. And really getting into, really being able to spend the time to like dig and do deep dives into this stuff starting during the pandemic in 2020, way before the meme stock AMC thing. So, that's like daily, looking at things daily, reading up and learning and getting into the like, spending hours just absorb, trying to absorb all this stuff. But I mean, none of this stuff was anything that I would even have ever thought about. And I'm honestly like sorry that I ever did, because it doesn't, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter to me. And I, all you hear about is all this manipulation and stuff, and but these are also the same people that listen to what random people on YouTube say, and then go do exactly what they have advised people to do. So I don't know. Same as SBF, highest donor to Democratic Party. Ken Griffin is highest donate to Republicans. So what? Who cares? I mean, that's someone's right to do. And honestly, I mean, I'm not a Republican. I'm not on the right. However, his perspective on politics, I mean, as far as like right-wing politics goes, it's pretty moderate. It's pretty palatable. So whatever. Why are hedge funds and banks holding and buying AMC Ape? Mock working class establishments. Well, why are they buying and holding AMC Ape? I mean, well, first of all, I mean, if they administer any type of funds like any ETFs that follow any of the indexes or anything like that, they have to buy it. They have to buy it. So are theaters closing? Well, I mean, are theaters making any money? Go look at the box office numbers, which we're going to do here in a little bit, to finally put to bed this idea that AMC is going to have the most profitable quarter, or not even profit. They're going to have a better quarter. Quarter 4 sucks, and it's worse than quarter 2. So we'll get there. Are theaters closing? Plenty of them did, actually. AMC? No, but they should have, because the alternative is what you have now, a company that is, one cock hair from defaulting. Manny, exactly, the thing. Bernie Madoff, wasn't he a market maker? So the insinuation is that market makers are frauds. Nope, sorry, not valid. If they have to hide AMC Ape in dark pools, is that proper daily procedure of the stock market as a whole? It's not. You don't hide things in dark pools. That's not how it works. It's not like a hidden storage locker. It's a lack of proper understanding of the stock market. Hey, Lynn, disco ball. All right, well, let me flip that on for you. They don't hide it anywhere. Tons of people are still using payment for order flow brokers. You'd be a fool to think people in powerful positions aren't doing shady things. I never said that they aren't doing shady things. Like, but this is a very, very, illogical discussion. Like, oh, because this other person did this job and they did a bunch of fraud, that means that this other person must be also doing the same thing. No, that's not true. Not true. Like, maybe, sure, maybe they are, but you're not giving evidence for that. You're just making an loose association, which is kind of dumb. Madoff equals Griffin. Give it time, you will see. Boy, wouldn't that make you feel good to be right about that? But I mean, okay. What am I supposed to say to that? Banks and hedge funds are holding and loading up huge. Thoughts? You don't know that. It's impossible for you to know that they are loading and holding and loading up huge right now. You don't know what they did in the fourth quarter. You won't know until what you won't know what they did in the current quarter until 45 days after the end of the quarter, which is the middle of February. So you cannot talk about what they are doing right now. Sorry, you can't. Theater's not going away. AMC is not theaters. They are just a company that sucks at running a theater business. And no, only COVID could bury AMC. AMC was in trouble before the pandemic. I mean, this is okay. Or you are naive to think he doesn't want something for that money. Okay. I don't know him personally, but it sounds like y'all do. I only deal with financials. Tell me, Model 3 dude says, you see, I started investing at a time when you had to call a broker or spend the morning at the broker office because stock results were a day old. Hedges could close out now at 404. Okay. Not using the word hedgy. Sorry. That term is not in use here. Hedge funds could close out now at 404, close the profit positions or easily. Maybe they are stubborn. You don't know when anyone entered a short position. If you think that short positions are being held for like months and months and months and years, that's not how it works. So, I mean, stubborn. I mean, here's the thing. By and large, short sellers are acting on a belief that a stock is overvalued. Is AMC overvalued at $10? Probably. So the market is attempting to reprice it to where it should be, essentially. You know, is it a question of greed or stubbornness or anything else? I mean, maybe, but why do you think it should be $1,000? There's literally no there's no basis whatsoever for that. The short thesis is much stronger than a long thesis in this. One bad apple does not mean all apples are bad. Good point. It's not shady, it's corrupt. You can't sell a house without ownership. Well, we're not talking about real fucking assets. I said that earlier. We're not talking about real assets. If you don't know what the fucking difference is between a real asset and a financial asset, go fucking learn it. I'm sick of answering. I'm sick of talking about this. No, you can't sell a house without owning it. All right? You're fucking right, but you're also fucking stupid. Fuck off with that bullshit. Exactly. Stock is not a house or a car. I mean, god damn it. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm addicted to Ape Radio too. So all right. You sucking on Kenji PP too much. You have 4 kids and you go around saying this shit. I'm not sucking anybody's PP. You can sell a car and not own it. What do you think those corner lots used to do? They sell on behalf of the owner. Well, that's also true. Not doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing as these AMC grifters. You're upholding the same retarded ass fucking points and refusing to look at another viewpoint. You know, whatever. It'll be a sad day when that happens because a lot of people will get hurt. I don't know what we're talking about here. had my first kiss at AMC. So shares aren't real. They can be sold between market makers. Huh? Shares aren't real? I mean, there's no physical share. Jesus Christ. Real assets are tangible items like a house or a car. It's a term. It's a real term. Go look it up. I was on TMI channel yesterday and he said Elon sold more shares of Tesla because he was margin called. This is the type of crap that goes on and then turned into fact. I appreciate you trying to answer all the questions, but it's BS. Thank you for whoever said that. This is his opinion on his belief. I mean, you're an idiot. Okay? You're a fucking moron. Like that is literally what this is not. It's not my opinion. It's fucking fact. And the fact that you can't discern a fact is why you're going to lose all your fucking money and we're going to laugh about it here. We're going to fucking laugh because yes, it'll be an epic I told you so. Hey, yeah, I told you so. The one, that one, whatever the fuck, the one. We told you, but you didn't listen. You had a big fucking head. You forced that fucking square peg into that round hole. You just had to force it in there, didn't you? You just had to. You couldn't, you couldn't not. That type of attitude, you're going to lose all your fucking money and it's going to be hilarious. It is going to be fucking hilarious. Like, who the fuck are these people that think they can literally fucking come into the stock market knowing nothing and get rich? I mean, even people who come in and know about it don't do that. So, whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so stupid. Thank you, Lynn. These are not opinions or beliefs, they're facts. Kind of like monopoly money when you run out of shares. Market makers can just make and resell the same shares they don't have. No. Everything you have said, Dust G, literally everything that you have said has been wrong. Like, where was the one? Fuck, I don't even know. It's so much shit here. I can't even find it. So shares aren't real, that one. Wherever it is, I don't know. But so shares aren't real. They can be sold between market makers. Market makers don't have positions. They don't buy and sell for profit. They make their money off of the spread, the bid-ask spread. That's how they make their money. The only reason that they would have a position would be to offset a position that they have sold. So no. But the notion of running out of shares, like, no. That is another thing that annoys the fucking shit out of me. You still think that shares of stock or equity is like toilet paper on a shelf in a store that can run out. There's no more toilet paper. We sold it all. We can't sell anymore. That's not how stocks work. That's not how equity works. Okay? Just period. It's not how it works. So that's why all these comparisons to selling a car you don't own or selling a house you don't own or any of that West Christian garbage. In Texas, we call that stealing. Yeah, in Texas, we call you a fucking. In Ohio, we look at you in Texas and say that you're a fucking dumbass. Anyway, I mean, okay, but I have no answers. I've given you the answers. What? Yeah, It's not like monopoly money. You don't run out of shares. Market makers don't make shares. Like, you're just wrong. No, what you mean is I'm not giving you the answer that you want because you are an entitled, coddled bag holder. Quite frankly, that's what it sounds like. Please hit the like button. Thank you very much. I can see what they buy. Nobody can see what in dark pool, especially not SEC. Again, here, let's go. Let's continue with this pattern of being completely wrong. No, you, dark pool off exchange trades are reported. You see them. You don't see the orders that are waiting to be executed. But once it is, you see it. It goes to the tape just like any other trade. So shares are endless use. No. I mean, if somebody owns it, that they can sell it, but I mean, I don't know why people think that that there is an infinite number of shares of stock for every company. Like, that is fucking stupid. Like, you think the same thing about money? There's an infinite amount of money out there. They just keep making more. No, they don't. They don't. You have to give him the ape answer, aka hopium. Oh, yeah. Shares are endless use. They are. You're right. You're right. They're like your mom. Endless use. I don't know. Just kidding. Hell, A's back. Yeah, same fucking thing. The problem is your opinion is not based on anything. Your opinion is based on the fact that you feel like you were. I'm speculating here, and you'll probably tell me I'm wrong. But I mean, I have seen this and I have heard this from people. So whether it applies to you or not, it applies to a lot of people. They think that Ken Griffin cheated them. What I'm saying is, no, he didn't. You cheated yourself by not knowing what you were doing before you did it. Um, plain and simple. I mean, other than that, other than AMC and GameStop, maybe. And by the way, there's not even any evidence that Citadel is shorting AMC. Well, we don't even know that. That's the really stupid thing. Like, short positions are not disclosed. They're not disclosed on filings. So you don't know who's shorting it unless they say that they are. So why would you assume? Why would people assume that Ken Griffin and Citadel are shorting AMC, like, on a short position like the hedge fund? There's no evidence that we don't know that. Starting to sound like Lou. For the record, I'm not an ape, but I did invest in AMC and did okay. Did not buy into the moon theory. Then I don't understand why you are being so argumentative then. Don't get it. Can you play the Ape Father? He explains how he lost almost 3,000 in AMC. Yeah, sure. So, final verdict on markets with May, total grifter. Yeah. I mean, that's what I figured, but I did reserve judgment. I mean, I didn't go as overboard as Morant's Rants did, apparently. Can we do this one? We do this guy first? Oh, this is Bad Back. Where's Bad Back at? This is his favorite. Yeah, I'm a robot. That's it. I mean, above everything else, like, I don't give advice, but man, people really should question things more. They really should question the assumptions that they have because, god damn, there are so many stupid, just ignorant assumptions that have been accepted as fact. That I don't get. I don't understand. I mean, yeah, I guess it's more fun to believe shit if you think you're going to get rich. But I mean, maybe okay, maybe we'd have to wait until 2024 when the market comes back. I mean, by the way, here, I don't know if Pet Rock Miner was here when I showed this. This is so fucking absurd. I mean, like this just blows my mind that anybody would even fucking say this. Like, look at this shit. I don't have much faith left in this, but I can only assume a market rebound in 2024 will have to get us greener days then. What? 2024. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, I would be willing to bet AMC may not be around in 2024 more than you're going to have any type of major. I mean, okay, they say greener days. Maybe it will be greener, but holy shit, 2024. You want to wait? You just want to hold a fucking worthless stock for another whole year? What the hell? Anybody? I mean, we already talk about this. Like, yes, people with more resources can do more. Let me let me let me get to the um let me simplify that algebraic expression for you. Anybody with more resources can do more things. Again, I say, your beef seems to, if you have that attitude, your beef is with capitalism. Your beef is with a system that is based on the merits of how much capital you have. If you have more capital, you can do more. It takes money to make money. So if you have more money, you can make more money. That's the nature of the system we have. Am I critical of it? I mean, ultimately, yes, but I don't talk about that here because I'm more left than you can even fucking imagine. So there's that. But politics and whatever, it doesn't enter into this discussion. I mean, I'm a market participant. I'm in the stock market. What do I think that it's a great system? Do I love capitalism and think it's the best thing ever? No, but it's what we have. So I don't really see the point in criticizing it because this is the system that we have. And yes, if you have more resources, you can do more. That's the way it goes. Like, what are you going to do about that? Tell people what they can't. Like, I might be far on the left, but I'm not like it is not really a tenet of of this philosophy to say, okay, yes, if you have a lot of money, you're not allowed to do this, and this, and this. No, like so. All right, Ken Griffin, you have a lot of money, you're powerful, so you're prohibited from doing X, Y, and Z. Like, how would that even work? That's not fair. How is that fair? It's not any more fair. Like, it's just not a fair. The world isn't fair. The world isn't fair. Uh, we live in a world where fiction becomes fact. I mean, if people don't believe that, all they have to do is look at that'll be an example of alternative facts. It will absolutely be an example of this alternative fact, narcissistic, entitled, ignorant, Dunning-Kruger phenomenon that we live in, this post-Trump world where everyone's opinion is validated as fact. And facts that are actually based on empirically provable data. In other words, something that has like an objective truth to it, that is dismissed as someone's opinion. It happened in this stream right now, this very stream earlier. I get accused of giving an opinion, which was actually a fact. So it's so backwards. I mean, like most of these people shouldn't be in the stock market unless they actually like losing money. That's why people are upset. You are making it sound like it's okay to do that. It is, though. It is okay. What do you mean, okay? Like, is it illegal? Is what is happening like that's the thing I don't get. You just don't like it. You just don't like it because you're on the wrong side. But that's just like your luck here. Like that's just what you did. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't get the argument. Like, yeah, what is it? He didn't cheat anyone specifically. Oh, okay. But he can manipulate the game. He has that power. Again, if you have more resources, you can do more. Sometimes out of that quote unquote manipulation, I mean, that's such a overused term. Sometimes out of that stuff, out of those things that someone on the outside looking in sees, they see it as manipulation. Sometimes those, uh, sometimes whatever that is, those actions or whatever bring about, you know, change that propels something forward. Like the birth of the personal computer. I mean, I don't feel like I'm talking to a lot. I mean, I don't know how much people know, but essentially, you know, whether you're talking about Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or any of these guys, there was a lot of borderline stealing of intellectual property and concepts and things like that that went on then. But out of that came like the most important technological revolution of our lifetime. So did they manipulate? Was it manipulated? Did they cheat? What some people might say yes, but and I'm not saying the ends justify the means, but at the end of the day, what one person's manipulation is simply another person's cost of doing business. I don't know what your alternative is. The world isn't fair. True. So we should just lay down and accept that people with more money can have rules for thee, but not for me. No, no, that's called, and I'm going to quote Charles Payne on this. You're being a little bitch. That's called being a little bitch. Quite frankly, like the world isn't fair. Yes. I mean, lay down and accept. I mean, so dramatic. I mean, no, you could just take responsibility for what your actions are. I mean, and that's what's happening right here. Or I'm sorry, that's what not happening right here. A bunch of people are bitching about Ken Griffin and Citadel and the stock market and saying it's fraudulent and all this stuff. Take responsibility. You fucked up. I mean, I'm not saying you personally, okay? I know you're not an ape. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm talking about the people that need to do this. And it's not just the apes either. It's a bunch of people across all kinds of sectors of society, but take responsibility and say, you know what? I am responsible for myself. Yeah, there are a lot of external forces that make things hard, but hey, that's life. I'm gonna try to do better. I'm gonna try to learn from this. That's what the fuck the apes should do, in my opinion. okay for someone with more money to manipulate people out of their money? I mean, how did that happen here? Ken Griffin didn't tell you to buy AMC. Like, you should be pissed at the influencers. By the way, that's the whole point of my fucking channel, as you didn't understand earlier. Why do you think I'm calling out these motherfuckers? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Why do you think it's so important to me to call out these fucking grifters? Because they're the ones who are cheating you out of your fucking money. I mean, you're about to get fucking muted, both of you guys. Holy shit. Like, this is a big fucking circle. We just went in a big circle. Do you not see that? In fact, you know what? Fuck it. It's my fucking stream, my channel. Fuck it. God damn it. Now, when that timeout expires, shut the fuck up, okay? Like, just shut the fuck up and listen. The apes and all of these people need to do more listening and less fucking talking. All right? Like I've said this many times on my videos and streams over the last 2 years, whatever. Like, everybody wants to argue everything. Like, just fucking listen, all right? The world's not fucking fair. Boo fucking who? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Why are we talking about this? It's so fucking stupid. And that's why, at the end of the day, it's not Ken Griffin. It's fucking Trey Collins. It's not Doug Sifu. It's Al from Boston. These are the fucking scoundrels. And they're the ones that we can actually, that people can actually turn off and ignore. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm getting worked up. I'm getting fired up here. But hey, whatever. Life's not fair.
Hello, Ape and Apettes. I'm on break, so let's talk.
On break.
Now, I know this is kind of a strange example, but I don't know how much people know about the history of pirates in this country.
My God.
Pirates are actually a big reason why the American Revolution took off. A lot of pirates actually ended up helping the American Revolution, and they were kind of the early seeds of rebellion.
This guy is such a fucking clown. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
In this region, but down south near Florida, where I'm from. And we're Buccaneers all.
Why does it not fucking surprise me that he's from fucking Florida? Manny? Oh boy. All right. Now, I was wondering where this clown was from. He's from Florida. Holy shit. I never would have guessed.
Now, something that was pretty interesting is when piracy first started, in relation to the crown, though there's piracy that goes back many hundreds of years before this, but when pirates started plundering the crown for all it was worth, raiding ships going across the sea down in the Caribbean, which was British ran, when they started doing that, they were first a nuisance. But as they got better and more equipped, they actually became their own republic. A very small republic that was purely democratic, based on meritocracy. What eventually happened
sounds like a great democracy.
At plundering, essentially the Queen's purse, and when they would try to send fleets from Her Majesty's Royal Navy, they would oftentimes get overwhelmed by pirates, and they wouldn't win. And so what eventually happened are
the hedge funds the pirates here, or what? Or apes the pirates?
No. I think it was still king ruled. I might be mistaken on whether or not it was a king or a queen, but what they eventually realized was they couldn't beat the pirates, and so they
story time with Danny.
They could keep what they had stolen, and they would be given freedom. They would, of course, have to abide by law, and they would be essentially handed golden handcuffs. Instead of having their own republic, instead of running their own way of life, they would be brought back in to the center of the crown, and they would have to abide by the crown's rules and taxes and dictates and such again. But you got to realize is that if they're going to offer you that, that's because you've proven yourself such a threat that they can't beat you. So why would you accept the offer?
Wow.
When I
Okay.
look more and more at this whole thing we're talking about doing with AMC, it seems to me like the big thing is that a lot of people have been in this play for 2 years now. It's going longer. And what they're starting to think is, hey, people are saying we get a run up, it'll force them to close positions on APE. I'm tired. My position is down 80%. I can make some money now.
I mean,
But
your first mistake. Well, I mean, your first mistake was a while ago, probably, but I mean, it is a complete fallacy to think that you think that anything that retail investors do now is going to force shorts to close their positions. I mean, that I can't even believe that they're still saying that. Like, it makes no sense. Like, the only thing just doesn't make any sense. How in the fuck are you going to do that? And by the way, nothing that they've done is effective in forcing shorts to close their positions because the market thinks, and I agree with it, but the market is of the opinion that AMC is a fucking shit stock and the price should be in the toilet. So the fundamentals are fucking shit. If the fundamentals weren't shit, then it would be different. But there is no basis for AMC to be valued at $10, let alone $100. So whatever, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
just maybe.
I mean, I think that these clowns are forgetting that, you know, at the end of the day, this is a market. It's not. I mean, and you talk about manipulation. I mean, what is trying to engineer a short squeeze? That's the definition of manipulation. Fortunately, they can't do it. They don't have the power. They don't have the money. They don't have anything. They have nothing. They can't do it. Which I say is a good thing. Because I don't think it's good to have a market that is dominated, or at least, you know, has a lot of these clowns like this that go around, you know, trying to force short squeezes. Like, personally, to me, short squeeze investing is stupid. It's not a real strategy. It is a losing strategy. It's not legitimate. You're not actually investing. You are gambling. And what happens when most people gamble, unless they're really skilled in one or two games, they lose money. Is this guy the I think the charting that Scott does once in a while with volume profiles is helpful for people trying to detox from AMC. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Channel is a perfect detox from AMC, but apes are having withdrawal symptoms and can't watch it for too long. Yeah, they don't want to admit they fell for a truckload of propaganda and snake oil. No, they don't. You're right. They definitely did, and they definitely do not want to admit that. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I tell you, it is definitely cathartic. Maybe I should not use such a big word. It's asshole. I'm an asshole. It is very freeing. It is very um it creates a grand sense of letting go when you admit something like that. I mean, it seems counterintuitive, and at first, yeah, it's probably not. But in the long run, or in the midterm run, and the long run, it's much better for everybody if these people would just, you know, stop being like this. Why are you guys like this? Stop. Be a different way. Like, and have even the slightest bit of humility. Like, I realize that people are probably, oh, well, Scott, you're such an asshole, narcissist. Been a while since I've been called a narcissist, but it does happen. But I'll tell you what, I mean, like, I'm confident in the things that I know because I have actually spent the time learning them. Like, on my own, in my free time, learning them and trying to truly to understand things. And I know there are people who understand a lot of things, and things take time to understand. So if I don't understand it and feel confident in that, uh, to a pretty definitive degree, that I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say it. Unlike these clowns, where they'll say anything to keep that bullish momentum, or not, it's not momentum, but bullish sentiment from dying, to keep it from dying out. Um, so, but at the end of the day, though, everybody screws up. Everybody makes mistakes. How do you get better? It's by making mistakes. And the key is you have to admit that. You have to know, first of all, you have to know that you screwed up. Secondly, you have to kind of like realize what maybe should have happened, or at least get started on the path of understanding what should have happened, or what you should have done, or how you should have reacted, or whatever it is. And then you have to like put that into practice and change your action, change your behavior, change your thinking, So I guess what I'm saying to this guy and all the other grifters is like, change everything about who you are. Look at yourself, realize that everything about you is wrong, and change everything. Then you'll be good, maybe. Then you have a chance of being better. Unsupervised detox is dangerous. Psychosis can happen even months after being clean. Detox here in a safe, controlled, and somewhat patient environment. Somewhat patient. Yeah. Imagine investing your life savings, convincing relatives and coworkers to invest in a fantasy for 2 years. Now they are waking up and learning that not only their money is gone, they will stay poor, and that the world isn't fair, apparently. I mean, those sideburns. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's even more ridiculous when he wears those black sunglasses. Like, they're just like completely they have complete opaque transparency on his sunglasses. I've never seen sunglasses so dark. And he does have kind of a steampunk kind of vibe. Yeah.
Seems kind of like some golden handcuffs, doesn't it? Like, we'll give you some money now, but also
golden handcuffs.
What's going to happen is we're going to reduce the size of the float, while Adam Aaron will still have the option to start diluting that float. He'll be able to dilute it, and he can, after the reverse split, build the float back up hundreds of millions of more shares, and then your percentage ownership shrinks from 90% to 70 to 50 to 40.
90? You're still on the 90 train? Oh my God.
It seems to me like we're at the point where the economy is getting worse and worse. People are getting more and more desperate. And I think a lot of people are just essentially going to vote for, give me a run up and I can get out. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for.
Well, it's a good thing that you're voted. That's a choice on the ballot. Give me a run up and I'm out.
Different opinions out there. You can't really generalize it. in a few small statements. But to me,
really,
this is an offer
that you
from
can't refuse.
the crown. And I'm going to have to say that's a hard no. I've made my decision. I'm voting no. Simple as that. This reeks. It reeks. It smells so fishy, I don't trust it. And I've got a theory in my head, and I'll share that in the next video.
So, well, I mean, again, it's a good thing that your vote doesn't matter. Your vote will not, I mean, I guess it will count, but I mean, it's not, you're not, you don't have as much power in this as you think. Okay, where's all the Twitter spaces? I know there's got to be a Ape Radio. I mean, we got to go back. We got to get back to some. I need my fix. I need my late night fix, not of short the VIX. Remember when he used to say that? What a doofus. Late night fix of short the VIX. Yeah, that's what I want to think about before I'm going to bed. Like, God damn it. Somebody find a Twitter space and put it. God, I suck at finding these. How in the fuck would I search for space? I don't know. And then there's nothing like being addicted to something and not being able to find it. Oh my God. Let's see. God damn it. Ape Father. Sorry. Yeah, Ape Father. Ape Father. All right. I get sidetracked too easily. Ape Father finally meets someone more hairier than him at Regal. Wait, he's at Regal? Why is he at Regal? Oh, you probably send a link to it, by the way, too. So there it is. I got it. I always forget. Like, which one? Oh, it's right there in Telegram. Okay.
I get asked a lot, how much are you down, Ape Father? Now, obviously, anyone who's followed me from the beginning knows that I started with $185,000. It actually was $185,500 at AMC, $53 a share. And you know I've been buying a lot. So I think that pretty much should, over the course of the last year, I've been buying and accumulating more AMC. If you do the math, you pull out a calculator, you know I'm down a pretty large amount of money. But I don't think about it. My whole thing is stay happy. And it's hard to do that when you're down a lot of money. It really is hard. Because, see, you know what I do? I put myself in my happy place all the time. So I'm so happy every day of my life that I never have time to be down because I'm always happy. And I think that's a great way to live life. I know maybe a lot of you disagree with a lot of things about me. Maybe sometimes I'm a little raw, or maybe there are certain videos you love about me, certain videos you hate about me. But I think there's one thing you could appreciate. Stay in your happy place. Life is just too short. Life is too short. I've seen many of my loved ones pass away recently. And I think to myself, what are you going to get upset about? Money? Money can be made again. Remember that. Money comes and money goes. And then it comes back again. I once read, I'm not sure where I read this, but they said that every person loses a fortune in their life 3 times. And then I think by the 3rd time, that's it. You become very experienced in life, and you've learned life so well that now you're settled and you don't make any more mistakes, and you start doing everything, at least the best you can. Not that anyone's ever going to be perfect. Only God is perfect. Only God. But the thing is, they say that by the 3rd time you lose your fortune, you've experienced so much in life that you just have the experience. You have the life experience to not let it happen a 4th time. And that's just the way I look at it. Look, obviously, if I could turn back time, would I buy AMC at $53 a share? No way. Would I put $185,500 in AMC at $53 a share? No way. Okay. But it is what it is. I can't change it. So I have to just improve it. And the truth is, and I'm not going to lie to all of you, I'm not only counting on AMC as my only option to fix my life. I've done a lot of things. I'm working hard on YouTube. I started a piano business, which, teaching piano, which I've been doing on a nationwide level. It's been picking up, especially during the holiday season. It's been picking up. It's been doing well. And I just keep pushing myself to work harder, to get smarter, and to spend time with my family and to enjoy my children, enjoy my wife, my mom, my dogs, and always, and here's the key, be in my happy place. That's what gets me through all the tough times. That's what keeps me strong. That's what keeps me motivated. So anyway, just wanted to share that. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. Video is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only.
Not financial advice. Go to your happy place, buy some Italian food, you'll feel better. Oh, and maybe get a therapist and some Prozac. I mean, he is really an interesting case. I mean, I bet his therapist is just fascinated with that. I mean, like, hey, you got to hand it to somebody, willing to put themselves out there like that. But at the end of the day, it's wow, that's $100,000. God damn it. That Chilo, I feel like that's the trap because I can I feel you on that. Like, and I joke about this stuff and I say I don't care if people lose money. I want everybody to lose their all their money. Obviously, I don't want to see people lose all their money. Now, some people here in this chat, in this chat, might say something different. I mean, but my thing is this: I don't want to see it. I'm not getting pleasure from seeing all these people lose all their money. I'm not like it does not bring me joy to see people making these mistakes. It certainly does not. However, I've dealt with enough people over the course of my life to know that you can lead an ape to water, Lynn. You can lead an ape to water, but you can't make it think. So the only thing you can do, you know, is I feel like what we're trying to do. That's why I never wanted to address the apes directly and be like, "Hey guys, here's what you should do." Like "Hey apes, but maybe I could help some way by, you know, uh, bringing an evidence-based approach, bringing question everything approach, a contrarian approach, like because these are the things that have helped me learn and grow, not only in trading and investing, but just in life in general. So, uh, like sometimes the best advice is like not actually advice, but like it's not presented as advice, but it is a- accepted as advice or something. So, you know, now I'm not saying that I feel sad or anything, but um, this is fucked up. If I didn't care, I probably just wouldn't talk about it or think about it at all. But it remains true that the most pressing thing to me is, I mean, people are always going to lose money. They're always going to make the wrong financial decisions. They're always going to invest in the wrong shit. That will never change, and it shouldn't change. Somebody has to, be on the other side of those trades. So that's fine. And as those people learn and grow and become less shitty investors, then there'll be new people that come in and take the shitty sides of the positions or whatever. So that is a constant revolving. Except the apes, they're in a revolving door, going around and around in circles in the same revolving door. They're not stepping. They never stepped out of the revolving door. So they said, hey, somebody somebody told them, hey, if you come in this door, this revolving door, if you come into this lobby, this is where you get rich. And they went in the revolving door and they're just going around in a circle. And that's not good for anybody. It doesn't help anything. So to me, like I said, influencing people is a tricky kind of, weird thing. To me, it makes more sense to attack the source of the information. The source of the information, and look at it this way. The source of the information is where the ape father, who we're all sad about, that's where he got the information. He got the information from the same grifters that I've been calling out for almost 2 years. So that's why I think it's important. It's like the opposite. It's like a inverse, reverse, upside down, backwards, teach a man to fish. If you think about it. So give a man a fish, you feed him for one day, teach him to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. Okay? Give him, I don't even know, I've formulated it, but like you can tell somebody to invest in one thing and they can invest in it or trade it and lose a lot of money. And then that might be the end of their career in the stock market or in investing or in taking charge of their finances. But if you prevent someone from making that shitty investment, or at least provide an alternative way to look at it and say, look, that's one way you could look at it, but look at it this way and think about it and then make a decision and do some more research. But that's not the only way. Then you might be not only saving them money on that in particular instance, but they might actually go on to do more and make more money later because they didn't heed the shitty advice. They actually used their critical thinking facilities and thought about it and came to their own conclusion that, wait a minute, maybe this is not right. Maybe this isn't good. And yeah, just being a less shitty investor is a decent goal for most new people. I mean, I 100% agree. 100%. I used to work with this guy and he had he actually had these pens made, like those promotional pens that you get like with your business name on it. He had them personally made for, like he got one of those things in the mail, like, 500 pens for whatever, cheap. So he got them made, and he had two quotes on there that were kind of like his quotes, and one was "Try not to suck." Try not to suck. We were both supervisors at a job we both worked at. Try not to suck, which I feel like these things are like relevant to this, relevant to most things. Try not to suck. Try not to fucking suck. And number two, do simple better. Do simple better. Simple is simplified. Everything is usually better. If stripping all this extraneous shit off, all these things that don't matter, all these red herrings, all this gobbledygook. If you get down to what the actual thing is and just try to do that, just try to, get to that. It's so much. I mean, it's just it's usually better. I mean, and not saying that you can't build on that, but you have to be able to do the basic things. You have to be able to do the simple thing before you can do the advanced thing. So try not to suck and do simple better. I think about that every day. We don't like people who take financial advantage of other people by manipulating and enchanting their uninformed minds. Exactly. And it's not that we don't, it's not that we like uh, uninformed minds or that we like seeing people have uninformed whatever, or that we don't, I don't know, but it's the people who are taking um, financial advantage of other people for their own benefit, still. The information was correct. The issue is it's over, already happened, but people won't or can't let it go. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm going to say, I'm going to put it out there that the information was never correct. It was never correct. It was never accurate. Something vaguely, similar to what they said was going to happen for months and months and months did happen, but that's it. One time. But I'm okay with saying, the information was correct, but I don't think it was really correct. I don't think it was really accurate. I mean, whatever. But the issue is it's over. It already happened. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing in terms of this, because if people knew anything about about moves like this, about situations like this, if they had ever seen it before or ever bothered to look at anything that happened before. I mean, everybody wants to think that everything is always new, everything is always different. Most things are not new, most things are not different. This is not new, this is not different. Like, this is the way it always is. There's a spike. It's the rock being thrown into the pond. The initial splash, that's the squeeze. There's all these ripples that come afterwards. So it affects the pond more than just that one big drop, but those other smaller waves are just that. They're smaller. They're not going to splash people the same way. And it's the same thing with this. It's the same thing. It's a very natural type of phenomenon in a way, like an impulsive move, and then a pullback, and then like a spring. I don't want to say spring because everybody talks about the spring being loaded and it's gonna pop up. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about a pendulum swinging. So when does the pendulum move the most? It's the first time, and then it gradually gets smaller. That's probably more gentle and an emotion than what I'm thinking of, but it's something like that. It's like those commercials where they would drop the bowling ball on the bed next to a glass of wine, and the bowling ball bounces a few times and then comes to rest. Meanwhile, the glass of wine does not spill. I don't remember which one it was, Tempur-Pedic or something. I don't know, but that that's what's coming to my mind. Like, okay, there's this big bounce at first. The market overdoes everything. It goes way too far in one direction, then it comes way too far in another direction, and then it kind of eventually it equals out to being like a straight line, essentially. I mean, not really, but uh, in terms of that big ass move, that pretty much it gets worked out. It gets worked out of um, the value. Anyway, I don't feel sorry for anybody in this. I don't feel sorry. I do wish that people used, what is something about when people intentionally call themselves primates, like we're apes. No, you're fucking human beings, hopefully adults. Like you have a more advanced ability to think. So why are you celebrating like being dumb? We're dumb money. Details not available on this space. Did I miss it? I missed it. Follow the one. Is that the same one as was in here? It can't be. I'm not that big time. God. Well, was it not a short squeeze that pushed it to 72? I don't know. I don't know if it was a short squeeze. I mean, the SEC wrote about they studied the GameStop event, and they said that it wasn't, that it was just momentum. I mean, there was short covering, and this is in the AMC June of 2021. There was short covering. There was a lot of options. There was a lot of in the money options, and there was a lot of trading volume, like 700 million shares traded daily for a couple weeks or something. I mean, not that many, but not that many every day, but there were several hundred million traded a day for a while. I mean, that is going to affect it, you know. So, was it a short squeeze? Maybe. I don't know. Short covering plus gamma. And then the thing is, yeah, short covering is not really the same thing as a short squeeze. Although there are different types of short squeezes. It's hard to find information on that, though, like type 1, type 2, type 3 short squeezes. There are supposedly, codified differently or whatever. But anyway, are there examples of other stocks that squeeze more than once, not including the morning pump and dumps? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, most of the stuff that over the last couple years was like this. Like there was a big move and then there was bullshit moves afterwards. And also, I mean, you got to consider too. I mean, this is the other thing that these clowns never want to talk about. The macroeconomic environment last year was supportive of this shit. This year and going forward, it's not going to be support. It's not. It currently is not, and it will not be supportive of this type of shit. Like it's just not. Like I don't know how else to say it. Both in terms of the money that people have in their bank accounts that they can spend on this kind of stuff. Also, Wall Street. Like there was just a lot of fucking money for everybody last year, and I mean, wouldn't you know, the apes gave it all to fucking Wall Street. But anyway, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure that there are. The thing is, it has to be um like it would be a substantial amount of time later. It would be, I would think, I think it would be kind of a new group of people involved in it. Like it wouldn't be from the same apes buying and holding AMC, squeezing in 2021 and then again in 2022. I think it would have to be separated by a decent period of time. Um, oh, oh, hmm. Yeah, because we're hurting your feelings. Because we're hurting your feelings saying that you're not going to have another squeeze. Hmm. Heart? Heart. Heart is telling you. You know what my heart is telling me? When we hit 72, didn't we have ape? We didn't have ape or a 10-to-1 reverse split, and ape sucked. So we're gonna give AA another shot. I vote no. I mean, the thing is, it just doesn't matter if what your vote is. Sadly, I mean, that's shitty. But um, I don't see how it really matters. Take that shit somewhere else. Take that fucking shit somewhere else. You're not gonna get rich from AMC. My heart is telling me, take that shit somewhere else. You have dozens of bullish channels on AMC. Take it to one of those. They'd be glad to have you. We are not interested in your fucking weak ass fucking bullshit here. Fuck off. Oh yeah, oh Shadow Stars. I don't even breach the subject anymore with Model 3 dude. Because he knows, I mean, I think he knows I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. I'm not a fan of Tesla. You know, it's awesome that he made a lot of money on it. I'm not diminishing that. I'm not saying it was a mistake. I will never own a Tesla. Not interested in it. I live in an apartment. I don't have any way to charge an electric car. And there are millions of people like me out there in terms of that. Mm, Um, but in terms of the stock or what you guys are talking, uh, I would welcome a debate on that. Uh, I would moderate that. I got it. We'd have to get the telephone line set up for Model 3 dude to call in. I get the ISDN line running. But 800 number call in. But that would be fabulous because I would love to hear that debate. With two people that are, on maybe different ends of the spectrum with it, but each um, you know, uh, intelligent people that, have whatever, facts, like those things like facts or like whatever, man. Chris, have a good night. You know, Chris is my indicator that it's time to wrap this up, and I'm feeling it. Speak for yourself when you say you don't like to enjoy watching people lose money. Manny loves it. Apes deserve to lose every single penny. Glad they bought my shares at 42. Hey, I didn't say they don't deserve to. I mean, I don't like to see it necessarily. I mean, but then when, people come in and, oh, this is such bullshit. He's just whatever the one said. Like that guy, yeah, fine. I would love to see that guy lose it all. I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to see that, you know, but there's a difference in somebody who is an ignorant asshole. Like, those are the worst. Ignorant assholes. Like, not only are you fucking stupid, but you're also malicious. You are an asshole. You are being a dick, and you are dumb. Like those people, yeah, lose everything: house, car, wife, dog, money, everything. You deserve to live on the fucking street, as far as I'm concerned. Um, but somebody who just doesn't know better, and gets caught up in this thing, and they're not an asshole, and they're a good person, and they got swept up in this and whatever. That person I have more sympathy for, but also, also I don't because, hey, it, this shit affects everybody. Some people are immune to, like, they're able to like see through it. Some people aren't. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to kind of discern, like, 'cause there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of scams. It's a trapdoor mind reaction to confirmation bias being blown to shreds in real time. And I know that if I were trying to influence people to do something, my approach is not effective. I understand that 100%. Like insulting people and blocking them and calling them idiots and stuff like that, that's not effective. But remember, I'm not trying to influence people. So if they're influenced, that's you know, that might be good for them, but it's not my purpose. So I don't care to be sensitive anyway, and I don't care to be nice about it because that's not what it is. So, you know, but I know from learning about cults, which I've done a lot of in the last couple years in terms of this thing, and I do believe it's a cult. I mean, if we had one of these ape radio things that we could, um, you know, um, listen to, the language that they use, the way they talk about it, the way they talk about real things, like the way they talk, like not synthetic shares and all that, but something that's real. I forget what the hell it was last night or the other night. The way they talk about real things is like it's like children or uh cult members. It's like a cult. They have their own ways of talking about things. It's like baby talk. It's so wild. It's so bizarre. It's like it's just so bizarre. I mean, I'm a recovering Catholic, so we it's our whole thing was different. Like it wasn't like a cult like this. I mean, even though we did have our own ways of talking about things and all that shit, but it was not like this is wild. You're bringing on the wrath there, A. I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not even going to touch that. Um. So anyway, I guess that space. Here we go. Here's another one. Ape Radio. I don't know how Manuel finds all this shit. I honestly, I don't. Ah, details not available. Did they block me? What the fuck? Oh, I am blocked. How did they block me? What? When did this happen? What? Maybe it was that same fucking guy that was in here that I just blocked from this chat. I don't think so. FINRA fraud? What? Well, hey, you know what? I'll take it. You're blocked? Good. But, that's pretty shitty because you knew I was addicted. You knew I was addicted to your fucking stupid bullshit. Oh well, I won't lose brain cells now listening to these clowns. Wow. Yeah, I mean, why how in the fuck like I want to know how they knew to block me. Like I was one of like 300 people listening to this fucking thing. Like they really go through the list of people and pull it like that? Like what a bunch of losers. Like seriously, what a bunch of fucking losers. What was this the same guy though? Like I thought I asked that before and people said it wasn't. I mean, the one, like the one, you're not the only fucking idiot. Like the one. Yeah, I'm the one. Like what a is that the guy who called me a narcissist? Like the one I'm the one. Like, yeah, you might be the number one fucking retard. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was, but hey, I would have expected better quote unquote debate from somebody who literally runs these fucking spaces. But of course, you know what? They don't have debates. That's the thing. They don't have debates. they don't know how to deal with anything that's not a square peg in a square hole or a round peg in a round hole. In terms of like agreeing with them. They want those they want that, you know, that they want like no resistance whatsoever. No resistance. But hey, I did use Addicted to Ape Radio in my title this week, and I tweeted it too, so but that's not oh, I guess it is Ape Radio. I was thinking it was Hedge Ape Radio or whatever, which is who are these guys? I mean, what a bunch of like they are lame. This is lame. And you know what? By the way, this is not gonna fucking stop me. Sorry, like I'm sorry, you guys are fucking lame. Like these guys are so lame. It's not gonna stop me at all. I'm gonna show you this right here. This is pretty neat. This is actually pretty cool how this works. I'm working on it. Like block me, you know, fucking block me. What a clown. Great. I'll just go to a fucking private tab. Like fuck you. We're gonna fucking make fun of Ape Radio tonight. I don't give a fuck. Like your fucking stupidity is gonna be on display for the world, whether you like it or not. Don't put it on the fucking public internet if you're not willing to like have somebody listen to it and call you out for what you are. Fucking grifters, morons.
Yes, or an ass to me.
There we go. Wow, you guys are so fucking smart.
That's a trick question, man.
Yes,
it's not showing anything.
Jim Bob, you know, Jim Bob.
Because I'm not logged in on a private tab.
Jim Bob, he did it.
So there it is.
Hey, Jim Bob, how you doing, Bob and Jimmy?
That's the guy right there. Wow, what an idiot.
Hi. Sorry for interrupting your call here. You guys wanna? What were you guys discussing before I came in, other than ass eating? Anything interesting?
Closing this out. Are you
Basically, just ass eating.
Oh, Whiplash. Whiplash. That's I'm gonna listen to that song tonight before I go to sleep. But then it might get me pumped up.
See?
And I won't never go to sleep.
Like whiplash and concussions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
are they going to talk about AMC or not? Not a lot of AMC talk on these things tonight.
Today. The one.
What's the code red?
Lady.
Don't ask.
I'll let you know right now. Here we go. So today I'm sitting there working. It's about, I don't know, 5:30. It was a little bit later. And almost getting ready to close. On the radio, everybody lock the doors, lock the doors, lock the doors. I'm like, fuck. And we got a place across the street, so everybody's locking the doors, shutting it down. And we thought we were going to get robbed. Well, it comes out to be that the people that came that were trying to get in and we locked the doors happened to be a customer's fucking car that they were picking up, and it was like a $16,000 ticket. So yeah, we had a code red today, and be like, the fuck, man. The fuck?
I don't understand.
But if you watch videos, that's how
and
they
who cares?
walked in like they were robbing the place, but they were actually customers picking up the car. Yep, that's my code red of the day.
Wow, cool story.
And
maybe I'm not addicted to this anymore. Maybe I weaned myself off of it. I don't know. I gotta feed my cat.
And then you Viper, and then you tell Mama.
Well,
what are you worried about a potato?
It's on the speakers,
Mom,
and
they're 50
right
cents.
back.
50 cents.
And
then she gets pissed off. I'll make some more. I'll make some. No, Mama, take it easy.
Why are you pissing off your mom?
But oh, my brother and I drill her in a very obviously nice way. We love our mother, but we keep her going a little bit, We just keep her going.
All right,
she's pushing 81 years old. She's still going. So, all right, everybody. I don't know if this guy's done. I can tell you already. He's getting antsy. I know his fucking routine.
Oh,
good night, everybody. Love y'all.
All right, so tomorrow morning, everyone. So, good night, everyone. Hope everybody is good. Thanks for coming in.
Happy Thursday, guys. Check you later, Gators.
Later, everybody.
Good night.
You're afraid of us. know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Oh, motherfuck. Look at that. No sooner did I get in there to listen. It fucking thing ended. God damn, these guys are lame as fuck. Well, what can you do? It is apes, so. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else here. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was about, Lynn. That's bizarre. These guys are bizarre. Proof voting no ape will cause AMC stock to nuke. To nuke. Is that good? I mean, how proof? Okay, all right, fine. I'll bite. This is the last video. And I fucking mean this. I've fallen asleep too many times on the stream before, and I got to get some sleep. And yeah, not that I don't like all you wonderful people, and wish I could, it could be like last summer where I could spend all night on this, even though I didn't do live streams then, but I could spend all night making videos, and I did. 20, 23, 24 videos in 24 hours. I mean, that's not bad. And they were higher quality videos than Stock Talk Daily. So, oh God, son of a fucking bitch. Police siren in there. What an idiot.
Wow, this is this ticker after hours is ripping. It's up 120%, and it's called DRMA. Now, I'm not saying play this ticker. I'm using this ticker as my example when I was talking about ape, and if a no vote came in on ape, because ape is nothing but dilution. It's all it is, okay? It's immediate dilution for AMC. Yet if it didn't go through, the news alone that there was a no vote on ape would cause AMC to rip. Well, this ticker did this today, okay? It's called Dermata Therapeutics, DRMA. They had announced a share offering. Today, they reversed the announcement and said there's not going to be a share offering. We're not doing it. We're not even contemplating it anymore. What happened to the ticker, guys? It's up almost 130% off of that news. It's always bullish for a ticker to reverse a share offering or to reverse dilution. And that is exactly what's going on with Adam Aaron and Ape. He's diluting. It's an immediate dilution. When's the last time? Let me just say this, man. And answer honestly. Don't answer unicorn. I mean, come on. Why can't anybody speak honestly anymore? When's the last time AMC?
I don't know, Teddy. Why can't they? Clown.
Freaking ran 130%. When's the last time AMC ran 130%? Okay? It's been a long ass time. Wouldn't a lot of you guys love to see?
Well, I mean, since you mentioned it, like, God damn it, this fucking guy. Swear to God. Now, overhead supply. Total shares. When's the last time when's the last time the stock went up by a lot? I'm just going to simplify what he said to that. When's the last time the stock went up by a lot? Well, it was when the fucking stock was diluted a lot. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here.
AMC without.
I'm not saying that it was because of the dilution. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's making this association. And okay.
All the shits and giggles, just run 130%. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, it'd be great. Now, if he does a shotgun reverse split on top of that, oh boy. Guys, if he announced a shotgun reverse split and he announced that he wasn't diluting, AMC was squeezed.
What would be the point of that?
I don't know if it would Moass.
It would be the end of the fucking company.
Then after everybody gets paid, y'all make your money. Then let him do his stupid offering. Announce the offering like 3 days later. That would be the best.
This guy does not fucking get it. Oh my God.
All this to Adam Aaron. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to explain it to Adam Aaron. Somebody needs to explain fucking corporate finance to you. Fuck. Talk about narcissists. Holy shit.
Have a heart and say, I think I've screwed retail over enough.
Have a heart?
Man. You know, you look.
This guy supposedly owns businesses? What the fuck?
You look greedy. You look selfish. You screwed retail.
Greedy? Okay.
Tail over.
Wow.
On my Discord today, there were people talking about their losses on AMC again. And I think in my Discord alone, it's over $1 million in losses.
Too bad that you over $1 million in losses. Wow, you must feel proud of that.
And I think in my Discord alone, it's over $1 million in losses on AMC. Just my Discord alone from people.
There's billions of dollars lost in AMC. And if you add the option chain in there, oh my God. I calculated a 1 day loss in the call option chain of AMC last year, 1 day. I looked at Thursday and I looked at a Thursday and I looked at a Friday, next consecutive days. From 1 day, from Thursday to Friday, it was a $5 million loss in aggregate in option premium in that one expiration day cycle. So 1 day loss of $5 million in option premium from 1 day to the next in one expiration. That's a massive amount. Combine all the expirations across all the days. Holy shit. This is potentially unprecedented loss. Crazy, 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 crazy.
People that bought this thing 2 years ago, somebody was talking about their neighbor in my Discord today, that they see their neighbor every day and their neighbor bought in at like $41 or $42. And they didn't know that the neighbor was still holding. This whole time, the neighbor never sold. And apparently they talked to their neighbor today and he's like, oh yeah, I'm still in AMC at $42 or whatever. He's just living in.
I mean, and the thing is though, like Teddy, like if they did the reverse thing and the merge and all the things, if they did the things that you vote on, that you're saying to vote no for, if they, which they will, it will be approved. It doesn't matter what you think, it will be approved. The numbers just are there. The price could potentially go back into the 40s, and your neighbor would be able to potentially recoup most of the money, most of the value that he's lost.
In fantasy land, when he keeps talking about, oh, this is like, it's working, everything we wanted. We, don't say we, man. Just you. It's you. All right. We wanted a Moass. We wanted a lot, like,
well, that was a dumb thing to want.
Thing I don't like.
You had to know that it was unrealistic.
I watch YouTubers now, guys. I'm not, you know, you guys are
Scott fucking Allen.
I'm scalping Ape. Okay, I'm just scalping this.
Scott fucking Allen.
You guys on YouTube say the DD is done. We already know what's gonna happen.
Dude, come on, man. I called this shit out last year. Yeah, I know. Recoup 1/10. I know. I'm just the DD is done, man. That was one of the first things that I called out because boy, that's ridiculous, isn't it? The DD is done. The due diligence is done. Things never change once you learn it. That's the way it is. Companies don't change, environments don't change, macro and economics don't. Come on. Scott fucking Allen.
The DD is done. I can't stand to hear that shit.
I'm pretty sure he said it though.
Done a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, like everybody claims it was. Well, how come nobody DD'd the $4 we're sitting at right now?
Oh, you know who did? Scott fucking Allen. Scott fucking Allen did. Believe it.
Just keeping that a secret? I would have liked to have known. I think a lot of people would like to have known that they...
No, you did. You would not have because you didn't listen. Like, what? What are you talking about? You would have liked to have known. No, you called me a shill. You called me a fucking shill. Like, I love this. I love how they're trying to gaslight everything. You had no interest in listening to me.
Their $50 investment would be sitting at $4.
You know what? You know what he is? He's a weenie. This guy's a weenie. A little shriveled up weenie from all the steroids.
$4 today if the DD was done.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Teddy. I love you.
By the way, you guys are going to love this. I'm not going to tell you in this video, though. I talked to my two brother brokers in the...
Yeah, what's the deal? You should just wear a Phantom of the Opera mask. Just wear a Phantom of the Opera mask. It'll be so much better.
And they told me some really fascinating shit with AMC. And they gave me a date, a hypothetical, but they were really confident on this date that they gave me. So I'm going to share that with you in another video. But, excuse me. The DD is done. Oh, the DD. It's in the bag. It's already done. Now it's just a waiting game with AMC. The DD is done. The DD is done. Explain to me then how this whole thing plays out. Like, is there governance over the squeeze? What type of governance over the squeeze should we expect? Who's going to have their fingers in the pot controlling it? How come nobody talks about, they talk about, it's going to $1 million, it's going to $100,000, it's going to $10,000.
Well, that was obviously bullshit.
Even get a ticker to squeeze past 50 nowadays or 100. And a short squeeze that doesn't have governance over it by halting the ticker, by shutting down apps, pulling buy buttons, just completely blacking apps out. What's some other shit that they do? NASDAQ goes dark.
NASDAQ goes dark.
FINRA just pulls the ticker for no reason, shuts it down.
They do? Okay.
Everybody talks about like how awesome it's going to be, but nobody really talks about the other side of the governance over total control and not ever
total control. Well, this guy's a total retard, and it sounds like he subscribes to a total conspiracy type of viewpoint. Total market conspiracy. Like everything is controlled, like in advance, everything is micromanaged. The price is not real. That type, it's all fake. There are no shares. It's all monopoly money. Am I missing anything? Ken Griffin pulls the strings. He literally does it from his iPad while he takes a shit in the morning. He fucks with you. Did I get everything there?
Allowing this thing to get out of hand, which is what I have to talk about in my next video. With a little shit that the brothers told me today on how AMC will be governed. It's not going to be an out of the blue thing. It's not just going to out of the blue. Oh, it's squeezed today. You know, like, what a shocker, what a surprise. No. I'm going to explain this in an upcoming video here, guys. But I also have really good news that I want to share with you guys. Super bullish on AMC, okay? All right, that's all I got to say. Pay attention to that ticker. They just did a reverse offering, okay? And she's ripping as we speak. She's a reverse offering. They were going to dilute. They said, now we're not going to dilute. Now the ticker's up 130%. Telling you guys, shut ape down. Fucking AMC runs. That's all you got to do. Yeah, buddy. I got to go eat meal 6.
Meal 6? Oh, fuck. Just fucking, what is it with these fucking fat asses and their goddamn 16 meals a day? Like, why are you proud of that? Fucking gluttonous motherfucker. You like his passion? I don't know. Passion doesn't not make up for retardedness. I'm sorry, in my book. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. Unsubscribe if you don't want to. Hit the dislike button. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. I'll catch you guys later. I can't keep going all night late. I'm gonna fall asleep on the stream. I don't want to do that again. I don't like that. It's not fun. Anyway, join my Telegram chat. Oh, I guess we're listening again. Oh shit, I had it on repeat. Oh, oops. Join my Telegram chat if you want to, all right? Here's the link. Well, the link's in the description. Even the people that, you know, I told off, you're welcome to join too. I don't care. It's all in the spirit of trying to bust these grifters. So check the finance link the link in the description to the finance chat on Telegram. Yeah, the screen's black, so that means I have to leave. See you guys. Good night.